Get nasty on a Monday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. How's your weekend, guys? Everything good?
I did. Great weekend.
Good.
Yep. Fantastic weekend, Anthony.
Fantastic.
Went down to South Florida.
You did,
for
yeah.
3 days. Stayed at a resort on the beach. Nice walks, beautiful weather, suntan, couple of cocktails.
You look good, man.
Thanks, yeah. Stumbled upon a Cinco de Mayo rave down there. This stuff only happens to me.
Of course.
It was awesome. Had a great weekend. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, me too. It was Fort Zumwalt South Middle School Bulldogs.
Yeah.
32-0 victory on Sunday.
Nice.
Second win in a row. These young men have been playing their butts off.
Bulldogs are starting to come around.
They're coming around. They're doing a great job. So it's it was great, man. I can't complain at all.
Son's a quarterback, right?
Yeah, playing QB and enjoying himimself and
Good.
learning, man.
That's fantastic.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't double back to my weekend and say we're celebrating Ashley's birthday.
Happy birthday to Ashley.
Birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday to our late, dear, great friend, Chris Duncan.
Yeah, Dunk.
Cinco de Mayo was yesterday, so Dunk, happy heavenly birthday. Our good friend Andrew, who we've gotten to know over the years, dropped us off some Raising Cane's today. Supplied us with all we needed, Cane style, to celebrate Dunk's birthday, and maybe a man soda or two. Not that we got into it yet.
No,
but
we weren't supposed to.
No, what?
Oh. That's fine, Carey. You just put it in that great big jug of yours. You're fine.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You'll know by the end of the show.
You know what I'm thinking?
It's actually not water, it's cane sauce.
There you go.
Yeah, all cane sauce. BT, driving to the stadium, loves the vibes on the radio. I know he's thinking about Dunk, too, as well, for happy birthday. Now he's driving to the stadium.
What stadium?
What's going on at the stadium?
I don't know. The Battlehawks played on
They played this weekend.
was Saturday.
Saturday?
Caca.
Look good again, baby.
Yeah.
30,000 plus again.
Yes.
Gotta enjoy that, right?
Let's see.
Great Saturday. That was a great Saturday.
That was, yeah. A tough weekend, of course. For Orlando Magic, they lost yesterday. They were eliminated by the Cavs.
I feel
really.
like they'll be back, though.
Yeah.
I think they'll be back.
Not a young team.
Yeah, that young guy's really good.
You know what ticked me off? You know what ticked me off over the weekend?
What's up?
I mean, really got me frustrated.
Vegas losing.
The old Golden Knights.
Me
They
too.
went down.
Trust me.
Heap of flames.
My bracket is busted now. 'Cause I had the
sorry,
Knights
man.
repeating, and then, of course, my girlfriend picked the Dallas Stars, so she had
Yeah,
to rub the salt into the wounds.
So
there
she
last night.
celebrated the birthday and also celebrated her victory over you.
Oh, tap dancing,
Oh,
too.
man.
Yeah. That's pretty much that's good. The hardest part. I mean, I wasn't
Over the
around for
weekend.
any of the other stuff, so I don't really know what
Like
happened.
the Toronto Maple Leafs losing in Game 7
That
again?
was fine.
Well, we all kind of saw that coming, though, right?
Oh, pasta.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 to the White Sox.
Wait, what?
To who? The worst team in Major League Baseball?
Well, that's it. Carey promised us a sweep. Remember that? Carey.
Was it a promise?
This is your fault.
Was it a promise?
Or
Or was
We had a wager.
was it wishful thinking?
Oh, I don't know
we
what
may
it
have
was,
to go
Carey.
back and revisit the
But
tapes. I don't
if you
know that there
believe
was
it-
a promise there.
You believed it.
I did believe it.
See, that is true.
I did not
As long as
believe.
one person believes it, it's true, Anthony.
I wasn't the only one.
Oh, yeah, you were.
We got some Texans out there that believed that they would sweep the worst team in baseball.
No.
At least win the series. They won the series, though, right?
No.
Oh,
The White Sox did win the series, yes. Yeah, the White Sox did.
How many? What?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah. Dropped the first one even. Still found a way to win the series.
No, the second game got canceled because the rain started pouring down in the ninth inning.
No.
So they didn't finish that one, right?
Oh, they finished it.
CB Buckner finished that one already.
CB Buckner
did,
finished it.
huh?
He didn't start it, but he finished
He
it.
finished it.
You know
Now-
what? He did everyone a service.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we could blame CB Buckner instead of the fact that you left a small army on the base pass again?
Anthony, come on now.
we got on
We gotta
base?
blame
You
the
struck,
umpire.
you struck
We got on
out
base?
3 straight
We had him
times.
loaded.
With
We
the
gotta
bases
blame
loaded
the
and
umpire
extras.
for the full game.
I'm going to blame the Cardinals. I'm not going to blame CD. I'm not going to blame CB Buckner. How about the Cardinals? Specifically this offense, this juggernaut of an offense. You leave the bases jammed, and Brebbia is up there not even throwing strikes. You're getting yourself out. I'm not blaming that on CB Buckner. Now, was that changeup 152 feet outside?
Possibly.
Yes.
But if it's close, you got to swing. It wasn't.
It wasn't close.
Okay.
But if it comes down to CB Buckner helping you out against the White Sox, I'm sorry, you're not a good team.
What?
And you're not.
Anthony, I feel
You're
like
not
that's
a good
harsh.
I don't know
You
why
know
you
it's
all
not.
are speaking about the Redbirds in that way. You know, it's
Don't
very
you dare.
frustrating.
Don't you dare.
It's
Don't you
frustrating.
dare.
Mark,
Okay,
no.
so
Are you
serious? I'm not.
No.
not
Hit
doing
hit
it.
him one time. Just
I'm
hit it
not
one.
doing
Just
it, so
hit
quit
it for me.
asking.
Wait, he's
The
got something. He's got
Redbirds-
something.
Just go ahead. You all are talking so bad about the Redbirds. You're talking about how poorly they're doing. You know, I watched, and I don't know if you watch the games like I watch them.
Yeah, I
The
watched the games.
Redbirds have won 5 in a row.
What?
The Redbirds have won 5 in a row.
Oh,
Memphis
yeah.
Redbirds LLC Incorporated. We are here to celebrate the Memphis Redbirds taking over. Jordan Walker, great player, got 4 hits in his last 3 games. Going to be really good going
Did any
forward.
of them get out of the infield?
Yeah, he had a double.
Like in
2
the air?
RBIs. I don't know if it was in the air.
It was.
But it was a double.
Just
I saw it.
asking.
We're going to celebrate the Memphis Redbirds. We're not going to work those other Redbirds here. Man, they have to figure some things out.
Yeah.
The Memphis Redbirds. Aha. It's where we're going from here on out.
You know what we
All
should
right?
do is maybe call up the Memphis Redbirds.
Probably
All
all of them. Palante won a game. Gracefo won a game.
Everybody's got a
McGreevy won
bad
game.
groin on the
Don't
team.
worry about it. It's good. We're good. Memphis Redbirds LLC Incorporated.
Yeah.
Maybe they should call guys back like Tommy Pham and Tyler O'Neill and Paul DeYoung.
Just
John Brebbia, too.
John Brebbia.
How about that insult to injury, by
Everybody.
the way? The
John
guy that
Brebbia.
ends the game is John Brebbia.
Paul DeYoung had a couple doubles in those games.
Where was Carlson playing on the one? Was he at second base? Where was he lined up?
Outfielders in the infield.
Anthony, he's just a little rusty. Okay?
It's been a while.
Well, at
he
least
was
he's
struggling
back.
at the plate.
Yeah, but it's going to be a
At least
real
he's
boost
back.
getting him back.
Real boost to the offense.
We got-
Absolutely.
Listen, you guys, we suck. Oh my God, we do. We do. I don't have anything for you. The only savior of these glasses is that they didn't get swept. I told you all I wouldn't take 2 out of 3
White Sox.
because I felt in my bones that was a possibility. 2 out of 3 to the
I
White
felt
Sox.
it a lot more, especially when they lost 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably felt it somewhere else.
Yeah, I did. I just turned the TV off and walked away.
I would.
There's really nothing to be excited about.
Not right now.
No.
I mean, theoretically, they could turn this around and we're all laughing. Because remember when they dropped 2 or 3 to the White Sox? There's nothing offensively that leads you to believe that they're going to turn anything around.
I told you all
Pitching,
that this
defense, yes,
series would be the series that let us know.
So then you're supposed to be done, remember?
Yeah, I'm representing Memphis Redbirds LLC. What the hell are you looking at?
He did specify that.
We have to have a different sound event now. It's protected.
It is protected. Yeah. Make somebody copyright infringement over here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Guys, you're not hitting the ball well. You're not having success. Wilson Contreras is driving the ball, but then he comes up and doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's everybody's taking their turns. Paul Goldschmidt is still. I thought after that was a 4-hit day a couple of games ago. I thought he was finding himself. It doesn't look like he's finding himself. Nolan Arenado is figuring some things out.
Hey, he's hitting for average.
He had a
He hit a home run.
he had a nice
He did
weekend.
that
He had a
one
nice
ding-dong there.
weekend.
But-
Hit a double, too.
Are the White Sox a bad team? The 3-1-4.
The White Sox are a bad team.
No, better than us.
Clearly not.
Yeah, they entered the weekend with 6 wins, only 1 of which came on the road.
They got 8 now.
They got 8 now.
2 of them on the road
They
now.
doubled their road wins, and now they have 8 wins overall.
So, guys, honestly, we can joke about it all we want. We can be snarky. We can be downright nasty. Whatever
Let's
type
get
of
nasty.
words we want to use, we can do that. But what are the Cardinals actually going to do? Because at this point, when you just lose a series to the worst team in baseball, don't you do something to blow it up? Like something. Like somebody must go.
Let's talk about it. It's time to move on. You can also leave us a mic drop. Think of us as your therapist.
Yeah.
You want to sound off on anything?
We're here for you.
Leave us a mic drop via the 101 ESPN app.
Even if you want to yell, you won't hurt our feelings.
No.
On a positive note from the 618, at least they tried hard.
Who, the White Sox? I'll give you that. They did try hard. And they came up with 2 wins over the weekend at Busch Stadium for their efforts. We'll talk about what you do next on 101 ESPN.
Come on, fellas, you just can't blame the pitch, the hitting. We I think it was the pitching that blew the 5-2 lead. So it's not just on the hitting. The pitching has to come through too. And if it was me, I would have Gio skipping down to the minors to join his buddy Palante down there. He can't get an out anymore. Palante and Gio need to stay in the minors till they remember how to pitch.
All right, that was Janet. Look, she's right. Over the weekend, it was an issue with the pitching too. But I think if we're going to talk about the Cardinals and their issues and where they're at right now, which is
Too many to count.
Dead last in the National League Central, a bad NL Central. Better than what Carey thought, though.
True.
Okay, it was me. I talk crap about the NL Central. I was wrong.
I think we're all guilty of it.
Sure. But if we're going to talk about the Cardinals being minus 32, having a minus 32 run differential at 15-19, the majority of the issues are on offense. It almost seems disingenuous to talk about the pitching staff or the bullpen, which has largely been excellent for the Cardinals. So I get Janet's point. I do. Over the weekend, Giovanni Gallegos, yet another blow up. He looks hurt or done.
You got to figure something out.
He looks hurt
or
he's done.
He's going to not continue to get opportunities.
Right, but I'm not gonna sit here and badmouth the bullpen, which has been excellent. I'm not gonna sit here and badmouth the starting pitching. For the most part, has been excellent. But to Janet's main point, it's not just the offense. Why is Matthew Liberatore starting a game yesterday? Because the Cardinals once again put their faith into Steven Matz, who is once again injured.
And you didn't have your emergency plan.
Correct. Again.
We talked about this Friday, though, because it was still TBD. And I believe they're going to start Liberatore because he's already stretched out.
Yeah.
He's already had the opportunities, and you wanted them to bring up Sem Robersay.
Sem Robersay.
You wanted them to bring him up because he's been performing really well, but that's not what they do. It's rinse and repeat. We have seen the story. We know how this is going to go, especially if you're just basing it off of last year. You know exactly how this is going to play out. Now, the only thing that can change or shift is the players that are supposed to be your superstars, that are supposed to be good, that are coming up to bat, that they perform really well when their opportunities are presented. Until then, it's going to be rinse and repeat. The pitching staff has been better. This was probably not the best weekend, but all in all, this team collectively is not playing good baseball. And I don't know where you go from there.
So, based upon what Carey just said, I want to read you something, Anthony, from a while back. This was Bill DeWitt talking about firing Mike Matheny. His direct quote, "In some places, a winning record or even 500 is even acceptable. Not in this city, not with this franchise, not with its history, and not with the fans." And if you remember, he fired Mike Matheny based on that because the team was just average, mid. What the hell has changed? Because if you look at last year and even the season before that, like, call a wild card series a success, I guess, from a revenue standpoint, but not where the Cardinals should be just hoping to get into the playoffs.
Well, even that was the 17 game winning streak, correct?
No, I think that was the year before.
Not in 22.
That was the year before. Still, so 2 years in a row, you need some.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because that's right. Albert. It was the Albert year, that you're talking about.
So 2 years in a row, you need something somewhat magical to happen. The 17-game winning streak, and then you have Albert Pujols with hitting 700, and everybody felt fine about it. Then you had the bad season last year, the awful season. And what happens? You reward the manager with an extension because you're worried about the manager feeling heat because you think the beginning of the year is going to be tough on the team. But again, the quote here, I'm going to read it again. "In some places, a winning record or even 500 is even acceptable. Not with this city, not with this franchise, not with its history, and not with the fans." So how is it okay now? Yeah. Like, this is why I said at the end of last segment, something's got to change. Like today, something should have happened today. You just lost a series to the worst team in baseball. It's laughable. The entire league is laughing at you right now for losing to that team. Somebody has to go. Like, Turner Ward might be the best guy ever. He might be the old school guy that everybody loves, and he's got to go. Because you go right to the top of the food chain. Our offense stinks. Is it our process, all of our work? No, it isn't. That doesn't matter. Turner Ward's got to go. Teams do that. They find the weakest spot and they just get rid of it. At least then something is like, okay, we've changed the bad juju, maybe.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that it's Turner Ward's fault.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it.
No, I agree.
You're just talking about you got to do something.
You do something. You're
look at
terrible.
yesterday.
Yeah.
These are status quo. That's makes me want to pound my head off a wall.
You look at yesterday, you had 4 hits. 3 of them didn't leave the infield. Like, 3 of them were infield hits. One of them, Wilson Contreras' home run, was in the outfield, but
Nobody on base. Solo
no
shot.
one on base, solo shot. You get Newt Bar to hit it off the pitcher's foot. Mason Wynn hits one in the hole, was able to beat it out, and Donovan hit one, was an infield hit as well. Like, you didn't even get it out of the infield. This is the worst team in baseball. I'm talking about the White Sox, just so we're clear. I don't want you to think
I
that.
honestly,
I know it's a little bit confusing.
I'm dead serious. I know we're sarcastic.
Yeah. I'm talking about the White Sox.
I didn't know if you meant the Cardinals, and I honestly wasn't. I
You were
wasn't
going to
push
go
back.
with it. Because if you lose to that team, 2 out of 3, and maybe they're not making a big deal out of it. I don't know. But from the outside looking in, and I think it's showing in the butts that are not in the seats. That game Saturday, was it Saturday or Sunday? It looked empty.
Well, after the rain delay, it definitely was empty.
Before the rain delay, it looked empty.
People don't want to show up.
Was that the same day that the Battlehawks were playing?
Yes.
Yes.
30,000 plus showed up for the Battlehawks, by the way.
Yeah, they want to go. They want to see an exciting team.
Just saying. If you're the DeWitts, the Battlehawks are now nibbling into your revenue.
Let me say something that is incredibly obvious, and you guys are going to be right there with me. We do a 4-hour show. We're going to talk about the ins and the outs, all of the moves, all of the decisions, the stats, the opinion. We're going to talk about it all. The only thing that matters in terms of fan engagement are wins and losses. That's it. So it doesn't surprise me that people go to the Battle Dome on a Saturday in which the Battlehawks have won, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, fill that place up, and they offer an exciting product. I don't care that it's spring football or not. People want to go and support a team they can be excited about.
They want to be with a winner.
I know this is the Cardinals. I know the tradition. I understand. I have lived it now for over a decade. I get it. Fans want to go to the park to support their team, but if that team is losing and offers little to no hope of things turning around or little to no change, you're going to see more red seats moving forward here than not.
Which goes back to our conversation last week. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday where we talked about what's inspiring you to go to the ballpark right now. Like, what is it? Like we talked 2 years ago, Albert. That was something. Yachty, Albert, Waino, the last run, whatever it was. Last year, you showed up in droves every time Waino pitched. Even though it wasn't great for most of the season, you showed up because you wanted to be there for that magical moment whenever it happened for Waino, which he finally did get it towards the end of the season. There's been, for the last, I don't even know how long, there has been a reason to go to the ballpark. What is your reason right now? I know you said Sonny Gray on the bump. Okay, so once every 5 days, I'm happy to go to the ballpark. As good as Sonny Gray is, I still like to see doubles, triples, stealing, home runs. Like, that's exciting baseball. And I thought Lars Nootbaar might have been that guy. He's not right now. Whether it's him or it's just the collection of players who are just completely underperforming. But there's no reason. Again, driving into the station today, I said to myself, I really don't even care about going to a Cardinals game. Like, for what? Like, what? My kids, what am I selling them on? Hey, let's go watch
Fredbird.
Yeah.
For me, because my kids are young. I'm not even being facetious.
Well, it still might be the highlight even for my kids.
Right.
They're older.
Fredbird, even though we sent them down a couple of years ago or last year, Fredbird's still a highlight.
It worked.
But in all seriousness, we can go. We can have some Dippin' Dots, get some food.
Yeah.
Watch Fredbird out there.
There's got to be a reason to go to the ballpark. The team either has to be winning, or they're playing exciting baseball, or they have stars to watch.
I think
Preferably all of those.
Well,
all of it.
give me one.
But at this point-
I'll take the hat trick, but just give me one.
Yeah.
If you're just looking at, numbers, I think it's 15 hits for that series, if I'm not mistaken, and 9 of them were by Arenado and Contreras. And Paul Goldschmidt,
Carey, this is why I said
0.
I'm sorry for cutting you off. This is why I said last week when you and I were talking about it that I'm worried about the offense, not 2 players.
they got 2, exactly.
Because there you go, you got 2 guys. How'd you do?
You lost 2 or 3.
That's correct.
And other than Arenado hitting a 3-run shot, maybe. I don't know. Not great, man.
Keep those mic drops piling in. We will use those throughout the course of the day today, but we got what's trending coming up next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
But overall, I feel pretty good about where the club is.
Gentlemen, the NBA playoffs are here, and they're going. Some good games going on. Some great stuff over the weekend. And FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, they're all over it. And right now, FanDuel, they want new customers to get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet.
And Jamie, you are correct. That's $150 to use on same game parlays, live bets, championship futures, and so much more. Some great games, great teams still available to pick, and you can do all of that on FanDuel. There's no better place to bet all the playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook.
What do you got tonight, Carey? You got Pacers, you got Knicks, you got that's game 1. Timberwolves and
Brunson
Nuggets.
is really good. I
He's
would
very
go
good.
over in points for him. He's been amazing.
So you're doing a player prop. How about Minnesota? They already took game 1 against the Nuggets. They're catching 6.5. You know Denver's going to give it their best, but Denver's looked a little shaky at the betting window of
I would
late.
take Denver because I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row.
I think Minnesota at least covers.
Yeah, well, there
if
you
you're
go.
with Carey, you can go to FanDuel. If you're with me, go to FanDuel. It doesn't matter. FanDuel.com/fast to get started. Again, FanDuel.com/fast to get started. At FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager. Only $10 first deposit required. Bonus distributed is now drawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals back in action tonight, taking on the New York Mets after losing 2 of 3 over the weekend against the Chicago White Sox. Sean Manaea on the mound for the Mets, going up against Kyle Gibson. First pitch is at 6:45. There is some news regarding Giovanni Gallegos that just came out, and we will discuss that in What's Trending coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, Katie Wu just tweeted over a minute ago, Giovanni Gallegos is headed to the IL with shoulder impingement. And Derek Gould also tweeted out that Tommy Edman is on the 60-day. That means Chris Roycroft has been selected from Carey's Memphis Redbirds. He will wear uniform number 58.
All right. Well, let's start off with Gio. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. We said in the first segment he's either hurt or
Is he hurt?
He's either hurt or he is done.
Is he hurt?
If he isn't hurt and he's done, it makes sense to put him on the IL for now, try to figure it out, and move forward. Tommy Edman, this is quickly becoming a lost season already for him. It's only May. But there's been no time taken.
Retroactive to a date, or where are they at?
Is it retroactive, Marsh? Did you see that?
I did not see that.
At least
anywhere.
Tommy Edman got that extension, though, before all this was going on, you know?
Yeah. Boy, they just missed the date. They just continue to miss the mark, don't they? They just continue to, this organization just continues to miss the mark on things. I was even thinking about the Pujols situation that you brought up, Jamie. So the 17-game winning streak, and then, of course, the year after you got Pujols. But you were talking about going to the park.
Yeah.
You were talking about showing up to the park. At least you know you're going to the park. You get to see Albert, right? Think about if Albert didn't do what he did. What if he just got the home run total without doing it in a manner in which he was also helping the team? That's where we're at. Because you didn't even bring him back until spring training. When Juan Yepes wasn't ripping the cover off the ball, and you knew you needed a right-handed complement at DH, you're missing the mark consistently. So yeah, Tommy Edman, Ollie Marmol, why?
I don't know.
Matt Carpenter, God love him, but Matt Carpenter, that extension, that didn't need to happen at the time.
Does anybody know what?
I don't know what this. I'm talking about the second.
Yeah, but I'm
contract
talking about
he
even
got.
right now. Because
why?
Like, why pay him? Why take a roster
Brandon
spot?
Crawford?
If you wanted to bring in Matt Carpenter to be back and part of leadership, make him a coach of some kind. Assistant batting coach. Who cares?
Even that. You need to sign guys for like a leadership.
740,000?
A major league minimum.
There you go.
It's not a lot when it comes to the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But I'm more worried about the roster spot that he occupies. Like, you could have who's the
Tony Robbins.
No, the one really good young hitter there in Memphis.
Sagasi.
You could have him up here.
But he'd have to play.
Why wouldn't you play him, though?
I don't know.
Like, right now, you'd play him almost anywhere. I don't care. Play.
That's the other part, Jamie.
I wouldn't bring that guy into a losing ball club or a losing clubhouse.
Well, then he's going to be down there for a while.
I don't know, man.
Well, it's up to Carey. Carey's kind of the one running things down
I
there.
am now. Cesar Pierto is hitting well, third baseman for the Memphis Redbirds. You all might want to check him out. We're progressing down here in Memphis. If you want to watch good baseball, again, winners of 5 in a row. Check us out.
That's Carey. What you've done is very smart. You've just sidestepped the accident and just aligned yourself with Memphis.
With winners.
Well, where are they in the standings?
No, don't worry about it. 5 in a row is what I need. You focus on the wrong things, Jamie. Focus on the last 5. We won 5 in a row.
Okay.
We're hot.
Can we talk about this Giovanni Gallegos thing? You said that he's probably done.
I said he's either hurt or he's done.
He's probably both. So, and why is that? That's because this team couldn't put together a bullpen the past few seasons.
They threw the guy through the meat grinder.
So, exactly. So that's what this team is. It's a secular thing, right? Like one year it's one problem.
Right.
The next year it's another problem, and now you have to offset things. And then by the time that you think you might be good, you're not because you have another hole.
Correct.
That is what happened with this Giovanni Gallegos
And all
situation.
they've done, to your whole reference, is they've patched it. They go in the offseason, they patch the drywall.
And not with Flex Seal either, because that stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, that would get job done.
Closes the hole in the boat and the water doesn't get in.
Right, that. They're not using that.
Nah,
they're using Scotch tape.
Yes.
Yeah. That water runs right through that.
Well, it takes a while, but then the stickiness leaves, and then before you know it, and when you're counting on the boat to float the most, that's when it.
We're mixing metaphors. I was in a house. Now you got me on a boat.
Yeah,
the house is flooding.
It's a houseboat,
you need a boat.
Anthony. It's a houseboat. You ever go to the lake? You'll see them everywhere.
No, Jamie hasn't invited me.
There's a reason for that.
Oh, man.
You know what happened the last time.
I get ham sauced. I make bad decisions.
I mean,
You fit right in.
children are still in therapy.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, the Cardinals aren't good.
stink.
Yeah, they're not good.
No. It's bad, man. It's unfortunate, too, because, again, if you're a lifelong Cardinal fan and you're accustomed to seeing greatness, championships, championship runs, NLCSs, World Series, and I think the thing that bothers me the most is just we're accustomed to it, but we're accustomed to having Hall of Fame players that rise to the occasion and be that person and that player in those moments. And Albert Pujols. It's the last time I would say that really, and I know Goldie won the MVP, but it almost here was like it was under the radar because the story was Albert Pujols, and his chase. And Goldie won the MVP. But people were going to see Albert Pujols, in my opinion. So I just feel like, again, when you are a superstar or being paid as such, you have to perform. And if you do not, the team will not have success. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care what level it is. You are a superstar, whether you're in high school, college, pro. When you're in pro and you're getting paid X amount of dollars, you got to be a superstar and you got to show up. And if you don't show up, your team won't be successful. That's the bottom line.
Last thing, right, for what's trending. I know you guys didn't watch the roast of Tom Brady, but was there
a little bit?
Did you watch? Okay,
Yeah,
you
I
watched
watched
a little
the first
bit.
hour or so.
Was there a set that, if you saw it on Twitter or any other, maybe Instagram, was there a set that stood out to you that you were like, oh yeah, I got to watch this now?
Nikki Glaser is hilarious. She was awesome. She did an awesome job, and it was hilarious. It was funny. And all of it was, the hour that I saw was, I need to go back and watch the other 2 hours, I'll say that, because I thought they did a really good job. And Tom seems to be a good sport, probably very uncomfortable sitting there and being talked about in those manners and having people talk about your ex-wife and the jiu-jitsu trainer that she left you for. But, Kevin Hart said, man, you are a man that, with given options, either your family or going back and finishing the season 8-9, and you just said the hell with it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna check it
I
out.
have to check it out. We were out last night and doing up the Cinco de Mayo there, so
Yeah.
I missed it, but I've been seeing a few blurbs all day today, and those are the Patriots guys that I want to see. I want to see Belichick on there. I want to see how awkward he is during the whole
He was
process.
He was pretty funny. I think the most awkward person for me was Drew Bledsoe.
Really?
Yeah, he just seemed nervous.
I thought Drew did a really good.
No, he
thought
did, but he seemed a little nervous.
He probably was, but I
Yeah.
thought he actually landed his jokes, and it was on time,
Hey,
and I thought he
guys,
did a really
he
good
was
job.
Tom Brady's backup quarterback. He's nervous.
No, he was the starter, Jamie, and then he almost died on the field.
No, he didn't almost
No, he did
die.
almost die. He was bleeding internally. And the
I'll tell you
Patriots
about
said,
bleeding internally.
Well, that's different. They cut you open and left you there and said,
No injury will ever compare to Jamie's.
ever. No one.
Not today.
I wanted to be a fly. I would love to be a fly on that wall when those doctors looked over, the Croatian doctors looked over and go, what the hell?
It's moving.
Like you on a slab cut open.
Then they tackled me.
Whoa.
They tackled me.
You got up?
No, because I was still half drugged, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking around, and then I tried to get up, and it hurt, so I used an expletive at the time. And then they ran at me and pushed me down because I still was wide open. It was guts were hanging out. And so I thought at that point, they're trying to finish the job. And I'm swinging away. And it's like punching in the water because I'm so drugged up. And then they zapped me again. And I was like, and then I woke up and I was in intensive care, strapped to a bed, couldn't breathe, like Darth Vader.
Wow.
It was unreal.
Had to put Jamie in a bacta tank.
And you wonder why sometimes
All right,
the hamster in the wheel's a little different.
I get it.
All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What does a roster spot in the IIHF Championships mean for the current Blues? Plus, we'll take a look at the weekend that was in the NHL. Some interesting storylines next on 101 ESPN.
Fellas, if you are currently paying way too much for your ED meds, stop that. Head over to the Medicine Shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. And I know the ones you're probably taking, the little blue pill, little gummy thing. Well, the Medicine Shop, they've got a generic called sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. Prescription required, of course, but it is awesome. Please take advantage of that. And if you don't live close to the Medicine Shop or you can't get in there for your medicines that you require on a regular basis, don't worry. The Medicine Shop comes to you. They offer free, discreet shipping and delivery, not just to your home, but also your workplace. And that's a big one for me. I take full advantage of that program. I absolutely love it. And let's not forget that they have a full pharmacy where the representatives do an incredible job of making sure that you're taken care of, whether it's cold and flu season or allergies. This past year, the allergies have been terrible for me. I walked in, went through a couple of things with the pharmacist, and she prescribed a everyday pill I can take, and things have gotten so much better. That's because I went in there and visited my pharmacy family, and you should too. So please get in there, say hello. If not, get there online. It's pretty easy too. Go to stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
Yesterday, it was announced that Kevin Hayes and Matthew Kessel were added to Team USA's roster for the 2024 IIHF World Championship. And then on Friday, so couple of days previous to that, Jordan Binnington, Colton Parayko, and Joel Hofer were named for Team Canada's roster. With Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter's Fastline on 101 ESPN. So what does this mean for the current Blues, Jamie? I think you can kind of help provide perspective for Blues fans with these guys participating for Team USA and Team Canada.
Well, let's just start with Team USA. As far as Matthew Kessel is concerned, this is huge for him. He's not even played a full season in the NHL, and now he's being viewed in a category of players that are elite from his birth country. Now, is he there because certain guys are still playing in the playoffs? Is he there because maybe certain guys were nursing some injuries and couldn't go or just didn't want to go? Maybe, but there's a list as long as whatever of players that they can pick from. Mm-hmm. And they picked Matthew Kessel. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great stepping stone for the young man to get out there. He'll play against, some of the best players in the world, along with some of the best players from his own country. So for me, it's all positives. It's another spot where he can continue to develop. And that's what you want from him. The Blues want him to be in this type of situation. For Kevin Hayes, a little different. I think that they're probably looking for some leadership on that team. Kevin Hayes has played for Team USA before. And, for Kevin Hayes, maybe it's a situation where he looked back at the season and said, you know what? I'm not thrilled with the way things went this year. I need to continue to build out my game. I need to refine my game or whatever it is. And so going over to the World Championships, it extends the season for Kevin Hayes. So you kind of treat it like playoffs almost. We get over there, practice with some of the best players, play in some of the games, and maybe at that point he ends up finishing off the season after this, like not the regular season only, but this tournament as well, having had a successful tournament, and now he feels better going into the off season.
Yeah.
So those are two different kind of ways to look at it for Team USA. For Team Canada, it's great. This is just foreshadowing for me. This is Doug Armstrong called Rick Nash, who's the GM for this, and said, hey, listen, we're building this team for the Olympics in 2026. And these three guys could be a big part of it. They've already agreed to go to the World Championships. So, you're taking them, basically, as he should. Jordan Binnington, this is going to be the first time ever for him in the World Championships. He's super excited. Joel Hofer was there last year, helped Canada win a gold medal. He speaks very highly of the experience. He loved it. He loved the competition. And, of course, for anybody to be able to put the uniform on that bears the flag from their country, it's pretty exciting stuff. And Colton Parayko, this is awesome for him. This is the next step for Colton Parayko is starting to get that recognition internationally. So that we know what kind of a season he had here last year. But believe it or not everybody across the NHL still knows how good he is.
Yep.
And you'd think that they would by now, but this is another platform for Colton Parayko to get out there, dominate, especially it's a bigger ice surface. Imagine the way he skates and how deadly he'll be defensively because he takes up so much room on the ice. He'll be able to close guys out. And so I think this is really positive for those five guys to get the experience. And I think it's really positive for the Canadian guys because for me, that looks like three guys that are already in conversation to be on the Olympic team in 2 years.
Well, hopefully next year we're talking about this same group actually in the postseason again. That'd be nice.
Well, that would be nice.
This weekend, we saw some series and some seasons end in the NHL, starting off on Friday night when Vancouver handed Nashville a 1-0 loss, followed up on Saturday by Boston eliminating Toronto in the first round. Stop me if you heard that one before. Mm-hmm. And then Dallas ending the defending Stanley Cup champion Vegas' season last night. Vegas just couldn't. I know they won the first two games in that series. They pushed it to a game 7, but it didn't feel like they took the knife through the stabbed through the eye and into the brain and killed Dallas. Like they had an opportunity when it went back to T-Mobile Arena. Yeah, and I don't think they had enough scoring. You thought maybe the goaltending would be their downfall. It wasn't. The defense, as you've talked about, wasn't a problem at all. It wound up being the lack of overall scoring. They did not have that punch, and it cost them.
What it was was lack of chemistry. And let me break it down for you, because I watched every single game. And by game 3, actually more game 4, I had figured out what was wrong. You acquired a lot of guys at the deadline. You acquired Noah Hannafin, Anthony Mantha, and Tomas Hertl. You also brought back Mark Stone from the dead for game 1 of that series. Alex Pietrangelo had missed an extended period of time with illness, and then we find out later he had his appendix taken out and whatnot. So those are 5 guys that hadn't really played together. Mm-hmm. And they're your top 5 players, supposed to be. They go into the lineup, into the playoffs. Their very first time they're playing together is game 1 of the series. Tomas Hertl, I don't know what his injury was. He looked like he was dragging a Buick out there. This is the worst hockey I've ever seen him play. He wasn't ready to play in the playoffs. But then the Vegas Golden Knights were screwed because this is a top-line player. Mm-hmm. You were dropping him in the lineup. In game 2, I think he played on the third line. And then I bet he said something. And so then from Barbie, who's been successful, won a cup last year, by the way, playing on the first line with Eichel and Marchessault. Barbie gets shifted down to third line. Tomas Hertl gets moved up to the first line because we're going to give him first line reps now because, hey, we traded for this guy. He's a first line guy. So that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is Noah Hannafin and Petro playing together to start the series. They both do the same job. It's nice to have a powerhouse like that, like when you get the goalie pulled at the end of the game, maybe put both those guys out there. Otherwise, you split them up. Mm-hmm. That didn't work. Ultimately, what happens, he had to split them up. And then the worst part about it is Mark Stone was out of shape. He was chugging around out there, but he couldn't get to some of those loose pucks. He couldn't battle the way he was before. So that made it difficult. But then the big one for me, and I don't know if people noticed it like I did, is the Vegas Golden Knights turned all of their focus on defense to Noah Hannafin. They made him the number 1 defenseman. Every power play, Noah Hannafin, first guy. Every power play, Noah Hannafin, Noah Hannafin. Every faceoff in the offensive zone, Noah Hannafin. Not Alex Pietrangelo. You got the goalie pulled in, let's see, I forget what game it was, 5. In Dallas, game 5. Goalie pulled. You've got Alex Pietrangelo sitting on your bench. And he didn't look thrilled. I can tell you that. I know the look. I know the look. He did not look thrilled. You got Noah Hannafin on the ice with all these other guys. Sometimes you don't account for the friction that can happen by bringing in new guys and then giving them roles or taking roles from guys who won the championship for you in those areas. Mm-hmm. Like moving Barbie off that line, putting Hannafin as the number 1 defenseman. Like, if that's the case, Noah Hannafin would be viewed as a number 1 defenseman. He's not. Yep. Alex Pietrangelo is. So there were a lot of little things, subtle things that were going on in there that it's almost like a rock band where they're playing the music, but it's not like what it used to be. Right. Because they're all fighting inside. Like, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Not the AA holes. We don't do that.
No, not one bit.
So that was my biggest takeaway, is that's when I started to watch it kind of crumble, and they couldn't get back. Like, they couldn't get themselves back.
It is ironic, Carey, that all the things that we were hyping Vegas for, the trade deadline deals, the circumvention of the cap and all that was the thing, as Jamie so perfectly broke it down, that was the thing that cost them.
Yeah. Well, and Anthony Mantha ended up being a healthy scratch for the last 3 games. Yeah. You went and got this guy, and he's a lazy hockey player. That's what he's known for. Big, talented, but lazy, right? But then he comes back. He always, like, when he gets traded, he comes in with a bang. You're like, whoa, it's a player. And all of a sudden, well, that's what it did again. Fizzled off, and now you couldn't even play him. So a guy you traded for at the deadline, you're not playing him. The other guy, the star player you got, he can't play to the ability he's supposed to play. And you've got this friction on defense because you don't know who the number 1 defenseman is. I'm telling you, that's what was demise of him this time.
I thought this series changed after game 3 when Dallas was up 2-0, and then the Golden Knights came back. Thompson was playing his butt off. You thought the Golden Knights were going to win that game, and then they lost in OT. And I thought that's probably where it shifted, and Dallas got some energy because they shouldn't have won that game, right? They had fought their way. They were up, and then Golden Knights were able to come back, and then they did win it in overtime. I thought that's when it shifted and just pretty much went downhill from there for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, I think that was a tough game, but they came back with Aiden Hill after that as a goaltender who, he was lights out. He played fantastic for the whole series. Again, for me, it came down to a team that looked somewhat disconnected. From
That happens when you got guys that ain't been playing together.
Well, from an on-ice standpoint, you got guys that, one, they haven't been playing together. Two, they come from different systems on different teams. Three, they play in different situations where they were before. And when you assemble these super teams, as we can see in basketball sometimes, it doesn't necessarily work because everybody wants to be the go-to guy, yet you got 5 go-to guys on the ice.
Yeah.
There's only one puck.
Right. No kidding. And then you're all battling. You said the friction's there.
Yeah, it's kind of underlying.
Time to get the friction on, you know?
Yeah, long. Gotta get friction on.
All right.
So, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Yeah.
You want to roll my Mercedes?
Yeah.
All right. Do the Cardinals lower their standards? Yeah. Plus more of your mic drops
You're
next
welcome.
on 101 ESPN. Hey, when it comes to Mosby Building Arts, trust it can be done the right way. Because when you work with a designer like Mosby Building Arts, they're going to pull everything together for you to make it look beautiful. Excellent craftsmanship, 10-year workmanship warranty, and Mosby builds your bathroom, your kitchen to code. They're going to pull the permits for you. They order every item. They set a workable schedule. They bring your bathroom design to life, and Mosby crews keep the work site clean, and they take the utmost care with safe and enduring construction techniques. They craft the bathroom, kitchen, basement, whatever you're working on, that they craft it to a standard that you're going to be proud of. Mosby does just a tremendous job of making sure that they're up front with you on everything up front. When they mark everything and they take measurements for everything, they get it right the first time so that you know what it's going to cost you to build the perfect bathroom or the perfect kitchen that you're looking for. Other companies, they may offer all these great benefits up front, and we're going to save you money. And over the course of the project, you're displaced. You don't have a bathroom, you don't have a kitchen. Maybe they're adding on cost throughout the project, and it's a nightmare. So go with Mosby up front. Go with them first. 314-909-1800. You can also visit callmosby.com if you're looking for their website. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Hey guys, it's Mo. Just listening to your boat analogy. Just hanging out here on my yacht. No big deal. Anyway, everything's fine. It'll be fine. I'm gonna patch up the hole, fill it up with bobbleheads, merchandise, stuff like that we didn't sell over the weekend. Oh, Took a big hit there. Might have to downgrade the size of my boat. All right. Anyway, what does it matter? You guys are still going to come. You're going to talk about the Cardinals, and everybody's still going to buy tickets, and, that's it. Easy peasy. Mo out.
That was Mo. Or Justin.
Not John Foselock. That was different.
That was Justin as Dr. Evil Mo.
Yeah.
Well done. I laughed at the fill up the hole with prizes and merchandise that they didn't sell over the weekend. Sad but true. I don't know if Mo's got the yacht, though. I think that would probably be more of a DeWitt thing.
Oh, come on.
I'm sure Mo could buy a yacht, though. All right, did the Cardinals lower their standards? I don't know if they've lowered their standards or they just feel as though, they truly feel as though, and none of this is going to make you feel good, by the way, but if they truly just believe that what they do in the offseason or what they do throughout the year works. And Jamie had read off that quote about Bill DeWitt firing Mike Matheny. In some places, a winning record or even 500 is even acceptable. Not with this city, not with this franchise, not with its history, and not with the fans. So when you make a statement like that after firing Matheny, and you're coming off one of the worst seasons in franchise history, and now you've started the way you've had in April, you don't leave a lot of room for patience among the fan base. I'm not saying you turn around and fire Ollie, but you do have to make some changes here. Because losing 2 of 3 to the White Sox is flat out unacceptable. We read the stats off to you last week. The Cardinals are in the bottom 5 of most, if not all, key offensive areas. Mm-hmm. One of the teams consistently below you were the White Sox. So now what are you telling your organization, your fan base, the people that are going through those turnstiles each and every night that you got a game at Busch Stadium for now? What are you telling the fan base if you don't make a change?
Well, I think they're either dumb or...
The fans or
no? Oh, no.
Marshy would never talk about that.
No,
I would hope not.
They're either dumb or they've lowered their standards. Like I hear them talking about, well, we're trying to win the division. Are you trying to win the division? Are you trying to win a World Series? Let's start with the World Series.
They're not.
They're not. And you know what? That's okay if people understand that the team is not that good. So if you say, you know what, our goal every year is to win the World Series, but the way that our roster is constructed, we believe our best option right now is to win the division, and then we'll see what happens. Perhaps we can make some moves at the deadline.
Right.
Maybe we can build our ball club to be a better team heading into the latter half of the season, and then, yes, we could potentially fight for a World Series. We've seen it happen before here in St. Louis. But no, they don't even say, we're not even, the World Series. But we know that, only one team can win the World Series.
So, but hang on, though. So let's discuss what you're saying.
That would take you off, too, I think.
Okay, so if the Cardinals right now, if John Mozeliak was to take the airwaves like he does every so often, and he sputtered out the words, the goal here is we're trying to win a World Series. And then the team continues to suck like this. What's your reaction as a fan then when you continuously hear management, front office saying, well, the goal here is a World Series, but they're clearly not managing it that way. They're not strategizing that way. You know what I'm saying? Would you be more pissed off then? You'd be like, quit telling me about a damn World Series. How about we just win the division?
Go ahead, Marsh.
I think the goal every year for every organization should be to win the World Series. That should be, but like the fans will have a realistic understanding of what this team is by what they do on the field, right? But by setting your standard to just win the division, then when you don't accomplish that, that would make me even more upset than saying we're going to try and win the World Series, and then you just end up having a so-so season like they did this year, or like they're having this year, and they did last year. Like, at least make your goal to win the World Series. Like, I think of, now Michigan is a little different now. They won the national championship, but it seemed like their goal was to just beat Ohio State every damn year, right? That's a great goal, but that's not the mission. That's not the main goal. But for those people, it was. Like Toronto, their mission is to make it out of the first round.
Yeah.
It should be to win a Stanley Cup, But why is that not happening? Because they don't put a roster together that can actually do it. But that should be their main goal heading into every season.
Yeah.
This team doesn't even announce that their main goal is the World Series. And they definitely don't show it by the team they put together.
Well, that's the problem. They don't announce anything. They don't say anything. You don't get any real information. And then when you do hear, it's, oh, we're good. We're in a good place. We feel good about our roster. We feel good. I feel like I don't feel like that's true. I don't feel like the mindset, as you said, Marcia, of winning a championship. I don't agree that every team believes that, because some teams ain't trying at all.
No,
like
the Marlins came out this weekend and were like, yeah, we're not making the playoffs.
we're going to trade the hit leader from last year. The hell with it, whatever. But the Cardinals are not in that boat. They are a different team, a different franchise, a different organization that should have a different motto, a different mindset. And if you're putting together a roster, putting together a team that is working to win championships, you let that be known. This is our goal, and then you actually put the players in place to do that. Now, I think that Mo feels that they have the players in place. Those players just aren't playing well enough. And so if that's the case, now what is the next move if that continues? Because you cannot continue to show up in the same way over and over and over again and not have success and think that something's going to change. Someone has to play better. Someone has to do something, but right now it's not happening.
If your goal is to win a World Series, then you put together a team that emulates what a World Series winner would look like. This team continually says we're here to win the National League Central in a division that previously has not been good. It's not good according to Carey, even though we know that they're playing a lot better. But like when you set your bar low, you're going to aim low.
Yeah.
But Marshy, what about if the team really thinks that they've assembled a
That's
World
what I'm.
Series?
That's where I'm at.
Then
That's
that
what
goes
I
back
think.
to my first comment when you guys walked in. Then they're dumb.
Yeah, I think that's what they believe. I think that they feel like they have a roster that could win championships. But here, I put some numbers together. I'm just going to go the 3 through 6 hitters over the weekend. 2 for 14, game 1, they won 3-0. 3 for 18, game 2, they lost 6-5. 0 for 14, game 3, they lost 5-1. 5 hits from the 3 through 6 hitters. All 5 of them were Nolan Arenado. If your 3 through 6 hitters aren't hitting, you're not going to have success. And that's what this team is right now. So either change the 3 through 6 hitters, or the 3 through 6 hitters hit the ball. Those are supposed to be your big bats, right? Historically in baseball, 3, 4, 5, and possibly 6 are your big bats. If they're not hitting the baseball, you're not going to win. And so I believe that Mo feels like we have the right players. They're just not doing their job right now.
So then what's the cutoff line, guys? Because theoretically, you look at it and it's too soon to blow it up. It's too soon because you listen to the Cardinals front office, their manager, everybody talk. They're like, you can't possibly think that Lars Nootbaar, his OBP is going to be this way for the rest of the year. You can't imagine that Nolan Arenado won't be finding power at some point. You can't imagine that Paul Goldschmidt is going to be a 500 OPS guy for the rest of the season. So what's the cutoff point then? Like, is it another 20, 30 games before you realize, okay, nothing's changing? And then at that point, what do you do?
Probably when you're double digits back.
But then what do you do?
Right now,
nobody's taking your garbage.
The only thing that they can say is, as poorly as we've played, and we have played poorly, we're only 5.5 games back from the division.
Oh, boy. You're right.
Am I?
But I almost threw up.
We have played so poorly. And when you look at the division, we're only 5.5 games back. And guess what we got in a week or so? We got the division leader, Milwaukee Brewers. We can make up ground. Like, that is, you almost have to talk yourself into believing it and hope that it comes to fruition. I have no reason to believe that it will right now, but maybe bats get hot. And
what if they don't, Carey?
Then I think if you're, again, double-digit games back from the division, at that point, I think you say, yeah. It's time to make some moves or shift some things around.
Why make a move when it's too late though? Like, because it's too late.
Because you could be making a move too soon, right? You could be making a move that is happening before anything, because we don't know. We have no clue what direction they are going to go. We feel like we know. Watching that team play baseball is it. If you're tired and you haven't had a nap, you turn on the Cardinal game.
Yeah.
Get you some good rest. I promise.
If you can watch it, of course.
No, you're not. You won't. You'll fall asleep. That's how I feel.
Television Ambien.
Yeah, you pop it in, turn it on. You're oh, I slept through the whole inning. Oh, whew, all right.
Only one?
Didn't miss anything. Nope, just 1, 2, maybe 3. Won't miss much. That's what it feels like watching this team right now. And so, I don't think you make a move yet because you don't want to move too soon. But if you're 10 games back, what difference does it make at that point?
Yeah, I just then at that point I just wonder. The business side of it for me is like, what are you actually getting then? Like trading Goldie, and Goldie hasn't gotten any better. What do you think you're really getting for Goldie?
Well, you're not going to get anything for him at this point. I don't think either way. Because that
if he starts to rake
that
a
should have
little
happened last year. Well, if he starts to rake, then they'll sign him to a contract extension, like I predicted.
We still have a mic drop from Brendan that we'll get to at some point, but we're going to play What Happens First. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line.
What's
so
your
if you
problem?
have a I'm just listening to you guys.
He got his arms crossed.
I'm just listening to you guys.
Eating grin going the whole
This
time.
is like this roster, the roster construction. And when I mean roster construction, I mean the actual how they built this thing. It's not going to work. So Carey talking about, well, if they make changes, they don't want to make them too soon. But then, so Carey's right, and what you guys are saying about you don't want to wait too long because then it won't matter. The roster's not good enough. They almost have to start over. They almost have to fumigate. They need a new vision.
Start over?
They need a new vision,
Anthony,
for this club.
If you're doing that, if you're doing that, you have to like completely rinse out the system.
Oh yeah.
Pobo, GM, manager, like everybody.
Yep.
I think a lot of people will get on board for that.
Do you want real change?
not gonna happen.
This ain't working.
Not gonna happen.
It's just not. Just saying. What happens first is next on 101 ESPN. Looking for a great deal on your next new ride? Look no further than Auto Centers Nissan, because they've got their May Day sale going on throughout the month of May. They just activated it, and it's an opportunity to get that designed vehicle that you're looking for, whether it's a new Nissan or a pre-owned vehicle of a different make or model. Auto Centers Nissan, they have over 700 vehicles all in one location. You don't have to drive around looking for that next car. It's waiting for you at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. So you can rest assured that you will find the perfect vehicle, and you can take advantage of available incentives on select new Nissan vehicles throughout their May Day sale this month. 0% APR and payment terms all the way up to 84 months. It's one option, up to $5,000 off MSRP and on new Nissan models. It's another incentive for you, and they still got one more. No down payment needed and 3 months of no payments. As always, all new Nissans from Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum come with their exclusive complimentary lifetime warranty, complimentary 1-year maintenance, as well as that 30-day return promise within 30 days. If you're not completely satisfied with the ride, bring it back. They'll refund your money, and they'll set you up with something else that you like. Again, all dealerships, or their dealership, I should say, 700 vehicles all in one location. Start at AutoCentersNissan.com. Head down to Herculaneum. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. You know what that sound means? Time to play lineup game. Got a thrilling game for you tonight as the New York baseball Mets come to town.
Boy.
The Metropolitans, they're called.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they called that, Anthony?
Not Gooden.
Why are the Mets called the Metropolitans?
Yeah.
Because they play in the Metropolitan.
Good job, Anthony. You nailed it.
I know why they're blue and orange.
Why?
Because the Dodgers used to play in Brooklyn, and the Giants used to play in New York. Giants orange, Dodgers blue. And when those two teams left, the Mets came about. Blues for the Dodgers, orange is for the Giants.
Very nice.
What about the white?
Lineup game it is.
It's a different story. Let's play a lineup game. Sean Mania on the
You
hill.
have something to Stalter it with.
Well, I did. That's why I looked at Carey, and we started laughing. You know what? Sometimes it's better left unsaid.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, well, I'm excited about this lineup today.
Sean Mania is a left-hander.
Oh, yeah. All right. Go Cards.
You got a hook on the mound.
Okay.
So, with that being said,
It's going to be Brendan Donovan.
okay.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Oh, I like it.
We got some changes going on.
Okay, Ollie.
We got some
Ollie's going to
changes
show
going on.
us
pissed
today.
now.
Yeah, okay.
You want to go there at the top of the lineup then?
You know what, then?
Mason win?
If
If
I
you're going to do it, do Mason win.
Yeah, if I was Ollie and I'm sending a message, my message would be that you guys stink. I might as well go with the young guys who are doing things for this ball club. I would go with Mason Wynn.
You want me to say?
Same.
You go ahead.
Show us Mason win. Dylan Carlson?
No.
Michael Ciani. Who is leading off
This
for
is
this
fantastic.
team? Wilson Contreras is your leadoff hitter.
Who would be like the least likely to?
This is going to be interesting.
Should be Arenado with the way he's hitting it. I mean, gets on base.
Who's leading off?
Newt has led off, but I don't think he'd do it as a
okay.
left-hander. With
Won't
the left-hander
be,
on the
won't
hill.
be Gorman.
No, won't be Gorman.
So
Got
Mason,
it. Lars Newbar.
Okay.
You say it.
I don't think it's Lars.
I don't think it's Lars.
Who is
I don't
it?
want to say
Yeah.
it.
Who's leading off?
It might be Ciani.
All right. I like that better than Newt. Not really, but
I mean, guys,
go for it.
we're limited here.
Go ahead.
Show us Michael Ciani.
Okay, so let's start eliminating guys. It's not Arenado. It's not Goldschmidt. It's not Wilson Contreras.
It's not Gorman.
It's not Gorman. Could it be Newt? Yeah, maybe Newt.
Burleson.
I doubt it's Burleson.
No, you don't get that big old Buick around the base.
It's not gonna be Crawford. It's not gonna be Herrera.
Lars Newbar.
Okay.
You say it.
Go for it.
You say it.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, you-
I don't think it's Newt.
All right, show us Lars Newbar.
Okay, so we're talking about Newt.
We're 5 strikes in. We have no hope.
Who else is on the roster? For me?
First base is Fermin.
Fermin.
Okay.
It's got to be.
Jose Fermin. He's starting where? At second base?
Who knows?
I don't know.
You say it this time.
Okay, all right.
Well, we've all been embarrassed here, so.
Show us Jose Fermin.
By the way,
Wow.
we're not doing Sounders today. This team stinks.
Okay,
They don't
okay,
deserve
okay.
it.
Oh,
They don't
wow.
deserve
You know,
it.
Marsh came in with like a really focused, like
Chip on his shoulder.
ticked offness.
Yeah.
I
I like
love
it.
it. All right,
okay
so
with
Fermin is one. All
I don't know
right.
what he's. Well, okay.
Who knows where he's playing?
And this stinks for the listeners because the listeners like the Sounders. So it stinks that their
So it
favorite
stinks.
team is the reason why they
But then
won't get
are
the
we
Sounders.
punishing the listeners?
We're
instead of
punishing-
the Cardinals?
we're punishing
They're
ourselves.
already in baseball hell.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
punishing ourselves.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, later.
No, I'll pass.
No,
No, you won't.
No, you won't. All right, who's hitting second here, boys?
It's got to be Big Willie.
Wilson Contreras.
Contreras, I like that. Go ahead.
Show us Wilson Contreras. All right.
Okay,
2 for
now
2,
I feel
fellas.
somewhat normal.
All right.
This has got to be.
Nolan Arenado.
It could be Goldie. It could be Arenado. Could be Goldie, then Arenado.
I mean, yeah, Gardner.
Arenado than
Yeah.
Goldie?
Could be that too.
All right.
I think it's Nolan Arenado here. Don't you?
They move Goldie down.
No, I think it's Goldie, then Arenado.
Okay.
That'd be my... What do you think?
Have at it. I don't have an opinion.
RL.
Show us RL chalk, please.
Okay. And this is your guy.
Show us. Nolan Arenado. All right. I love the no sounders, no fun. Team's not having fun. They're not giving us fun. So
We're channeling the Cardinals.
Yep. All right, fifth. This could be Burley.
Well, that's a lefty on the bump.
Maybe it's Ivan Herrera. No.
I don't think it's going to be Herrera.
Who's hitting?
Could be.
Who's hitting?
Hell, Fermin is leading off.
Okay, so let's think about this. So you got Donovan, Gorman, Burley that are all left-handed bats. Mm-hmm. Which one of those three?
And Newt.
And Newt. So out of those four, who do we think starts?
I think Donovan starts.
So where are you putting him then? 7 or 8?
6.
Okay, so then 5. I wouldn't be surprised to see him drop Gorman in here.
Okay.
Gorman does have an absolute monster home run against a lefty this year.
That's about it.
I understand that. No, you're fine, Carey.
I was talking to Nancy.
Your inner monologue just leaked right out of the air.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And it's right.
That's why I wasn't mad.
Yeah. So
I think there's a possibility of Gorman,
okay.
but
I trust you, Jamie.
I'm just trying
So
to
does
trust you
Carey.
too. Go ahead, Jamie.
Great, here we go. Show us Nolan Gorman. Did it have to be so
That was
fast?
quick.
Didn't even
Yeah.
let you finish the show.
What's
us
your
Nolan.
problem with me today?
I don't think it's I don't think it's you. I think he's just
this.
angry.
No, like if it's personal, let's have at it here.
Nah. Jamie, I think you're making it personal. I think he's just mad.
Damn right I'm making it personal.
Jamie, if you
I
were
know.
batting in that lineup, then it would be personal, but it's not. So.
You think it's Newt here?
I think it's Burleson, Ollie's new best
You
friend.
go ahead.
Show us, Alec. That doesn't count.
We just gotta say Manoa.
Yeah, I was going to say Alec Manoa. He returned yesterday.
He'd fit right on this.
Yeah, he would.
You want offense?
Lars.
Have him throw.
Seriously.
Okay, so then
The Cardinals broke him last year.
this is Herrera.
That's what I think.
You think it's
Is it
Herrera?
Lars
Okay.
or Herrera?
I think it's Herrera. I think it's a right bat.
Go for it, guys.
Oh, show us Ivan Herrera.
Ivan.
Ivan.
It's Ivan. Sorry.
Ivan.
Ivan. Show us Herrera.
He shook his head yes and said that. He shook his head yes and hit the.
That's really funny, eh, Carey?
Who did we guess so far? We guessed
I got
Gorman.
Lars Newbar here.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You want
Show us Lars Newbar.
There. Thank you.
Newt.
All you do is hate on Newt, and then you just want to say his name
Did
every
you
time.
say Donovan?
I said Donovan as
You-
well.
you said
I
Donovan?
No,
I
we
haven't said
haven't-
Donovan.
we
All
haven't-
right,
Go
pitch
ahead.
Donovan.
You go ahead.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Oh, I know. Mason win.
Dylan Carlson. I just
He's a
remembered he was
switch hitter.
playing.
There you go. All right.
This is awful.
So he's in center field.
Crap, this is bad.
I don't know.
Mason Wynn is playing.
I
so
feel
is
like
he-
this could be Gorman here, too.
Let's just throw out names. Go.
Show me Gorman.
Show me Mason Wynn.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Show us Lars Newbar. Hey, show us Ivan Herrera.
This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
This is the worst one we've ever played.
Oh yeah,
this is
easily, but it
bad.
fits. It's honestly poetic justice here. Show us Mason Wynn.
Show us Lars Newbar.
Show us Brendan Donovan. Yes.
Show us Mason Wynn.
There we go. That's how you play it.
Who's ninth, though?
Yeah, hold on.
Michael Ciani.
No, 'cause
he's not
Carlson's
playing.
in
Carlson's
center.
in the center.
Or is he in center?
No, Izzy's
We don't
not.
have
in
a, no.
Izzy.
We don't have
Izzy. Great
I don't
guy,
think
not
he's
playing
playing
center.
that.
No,
Because we
he's
don't
not on
have
the
a
active
Newbar in this
roster.
lineup either yet.
Yeah, show us Newbar.
There you go.
Hey!
Holy crap.
Man.
All right, Marsh.
Where are these guys playing?
Run it.
All right. Leading off, playing second base, Jose Fermin.
There you go.
Batting second, catching Wilson Contreras. Batting third, your first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman,
Arenado.
Batting fifth, center fielder Dylan Carlson. Batting sixth, the DH Ivan or Ivan Herrera, as Jamie calls him. Batting seventh in left field, Brendan Donovan. Batting eighth, the shortstop Mason Wynn. And batting ninth in right field, Lars Taylor Tatsui Nootbaar.
Go fair! I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
All right, Jamie, you're up first.
Oh, things have been going so well here today. Wow. I'm not going to overthink this. I came into this today thinking I'm going to completely overthink it. I'm not. I'm going with Wilson Contreras. It's like him and Arenado are like popcorning.
You know what?
I'm good.
Or
But if I had to pick one, I'll go with Dylan Carlson.
Really give
Where is he at? Is he a
He's
two?
batting fifth.
No, I mean, is he a 2-pointer or is he a...
He's definitely
He's a 2.
He's a
two
2
or 3.
He's a 2.
I think
right.
he's a 2.
Give me Ivan, don't call me Ivan Herrera.
He's never said that, by the way.
I don't know if he did or not.
Never asked him.
I like Contreras. Jamie's like, yeah, man, I was going to take Herrera. Carey taking it. So give me no Arenado. Like Jamie said, they're just popcorning back and forth. So
Kind of.
yeah. All right. So we didn't do what happens first. We'll do that next on 101 ESPN. You know, you can't buy much for $20 these days, but you know what you can buy? A full set of 4 new tires, all courtesy of R&R Tire Express. That's right. $20 does go to tires if you use R&R Tire Express today. Installation fee, that's on R&R Tire Express. Just request a quick quote at rnrtires.com to lock in your $20 deal. There's no commitment. There's no credit checks. There's no worries. R&R Tire Express, they offer flexible weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly payment options that are going to be based on your budget, and that fits perfectly for what you need. Plus, you're going to secure that peace of mind coverage that includes free rotations, free flat repair, and more. You're $20 away from hit the road on reliable tires. So just go to rnrtires.com, request that quick quote, and then you're going to get a full set of 4 new tires. Don't wait. Just request that quick quote again at rnrtires.com. You can also give them a call if you'd like. 1-833-ROLL-NOW. Again, 1-833-ROLL-NOW to get started today at R&R Tire Express.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 against the Chicago White Sox over the weekend. They're back in action tonight, taking on the New York Mets. 6:45 first pitch as Kyle Gibson takes the mound, going up against Sean Manaea. Earlier today, we talked about Giovanni Gallegos as he's heading to the IL with shoulder impingement. If you've missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just go to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have What Happens First, so if you have a What Happens First statement you want to get into the Air Comfort Service text line, do so. Texting 314-399-9646. What Happens First coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Time to play What Happens First here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh.
All right, from the 314, what happens first? The Cardinals get to 500 or the Battlehawks lose a game?
Ooh, I'm going to say the Cardinals get to 500.
All right.
Because I don't think the Battlehawks are losing.
Believe in the Cardinals.
I believe they can fly.
There you go. Believe in the Cards.
Not really. I just don't want to bet against the Battlehawks. Battlehawks are rolling, man.
They are playing really well.
They do have the unbeaten Birmingham Stallions this
that's what
weekend.
I'm looking at,
Those
too.
guys.
But
From
screw
the
the
USFL,
Stallions. They haven't been challenged at all.
Well, they're
They've
plus 82 on their score differentials.
Oh,
It's pretty
yeah.
damn good.
They haven't played anybody.
Well, they've won 6 in a row, so
Yeah, okay.
that's still pretty impressive. Battlehawks sitting at 5-1, so it is a clash of the Titans.
There you go.
Coming up.
Have the Stallions played the Panthers and Jake the Snake from 84 yards?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to look that up.
I'm trying to. Their website stuff's not all that fantastic.
It's tough to navigate sometimes.
Trying to find the games that they played, and when you click on their team name, nothing.
They did play the Michigan Panthers. They beat them 20-13 in Michigan.
Well, I'm going to say
whatever.
that the Battlehawks lose a game first.
Okay, I don't know who you are.
Well, I'm just being honest.
No, you're being negative in both regards. You're being negative to the Battlehawks and negative to the Cardinals.
What did you say? To get to 500? That was it?
Yep.
Yeah, no chance.
Really?
Really?
Do they win this series?
Who?
The Cardinals.
A game.
You know what? They probably will.
That's what I think.
They probably will.
Carey, stop.
And then I'll be wearing my red glasses.
No, you're banned.
All right.
Every time we get hot and
For at
bothered
least a
by this
week.
team,
I agree.
they always come back and win, and they try and
Well, Marsh, I
shove
don't
it
know.
right in our
Because
face,
we
and then
talked
they'll
bad about them
lose
over the
again. We did.
Before the weekend.
Yeah, but they won on Friday.
Yeah, but then they lost the other.
Yeah, but we weren't on the air, though.
We're the problem.
Yep, because we don't work on Saturday and Sunday.
Or we're the solution.
Well played.
Nice work there, Marsh.
So they'll win tonight.
From the 314, what happens first? The Cardinals actually sweep a series, or Jordan Walker gets recalled from Memphis.
Oh, Jordan Walker gets recalled from Memphis. The Cardinals won't be sweeping series. He'll be crushing it. They'll need him to come up and help.
Yeah.
Carey, that's your guy. I can't believe you're
That's
jumping all over
well,
this. What the hell?
I think that
You know why?
Jordan Walker will be here at some point,
Here's a good one.
ready to play.
This one's from Grant.
Never mind.
Grant Francis fan club. What happens first? Tommy Edmond comes back or the McRib comes back?
Oh, it's definitely the McRib.
It might be a cross promotion. They both come back together. The Cardinals relaunched the McRib along with your Tommy Edmond bobblehead.
Yeah.
Wasn't Tommy Edmond supposed to only miss
spring training?
Yeah. The start of the season.
Yep.
He's supposed to be ready for opening day. Then then the end of May. I'm not great with math, but 60 days. How many days are there in May?
In a month?
In May.
31.
Month of May.
31 in May.
Okay, so he won't be back in May.
No.
Okay, so June.
We'll be lucky to see
July.
him at all, quite honestly.
What the hell did he do?
What did I tell? What? Jamie, you know this. You worked.
You did say it.
You worked
know
with me a
what?
long time ago.
He did say it. They said he'll be out until the start of the season, and Anthony said, okay, he's going to miss the entire season.
Yeah.
He did say that.
You have to quadruple whatever the Cardinals
Why are
say.
they misleading? Why is there not transparency? What do they have against transparency?
I don't know.
Why was there no end of season press conference?
Well, because they didn't want to tell you that Tommy Edman was hurt.
Why the hell not?
I don't
They wanted to re-sign him and not have anybody question.
Why do you
I
ask
have no
questions?
idea.
Why do you ask questions that there are no answers to?
Anthony, I'm asking you because you have been charged to hold the Cardinals accountable, and I damn it, I don't think you're doing a good enough job.
You want to know?
Anthony.
You want to know my opinion?
I like it.
Yes.
They don't like you.
They don't like me.
You,
or all of us,
or all Cardinals fans.
Well, you know what?
They
Anthony,
don't
that
like
hurts.
you, so they do things to hurt you. And I've got the proof. It's called 15 and 19 this year, and no offense. They constructed an offense they know won't produce for you. They don't like you. I'm sorry this is coming from me, but somebody's got to step up and say it.
I appreciate you.
They don't want to win.
They don't want to win?
Because they know they're going to be profitable no matter what. Because you and you and you're going to show up at that ballpark.
No, I'm not.
And you're going to get drunk as a skunk, and you're going to forget what you saw.
I might be drunk as a skunk, but it'll be sitting on my couch at home. I will not go to that ballpark until they give me a reason to.
All right.
Two more here. This one will be quick. This one's for Carey from the 314. What happens first? Cody loses the WWE Undisputed Championship, or Damian Priest loses the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
I don't see
real
Cody
quick.
losing.
I don't
see
either.
Cody losing. I mean, listen, you got to understand when you are the American Nightmare, where you're coming from and who you are and what legendary family lineage. You know what I mean? Like you understand that, right? You're that's what he is and who he is. So I don't see him losing anytime soon.
Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dusty's
Dusty's son. There you go.
That
Jamie.
guy was a wrestler.
Jamie knows.
I remember good old Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
He's shaped
American
like a pear.
Dream.
By the way, that crowd in France was unbelievable.
Were they?
It was sick. It was really cool. Highly.
Once you went to France.
I did not go to France, but I watched.
They played it off like you did.
I mean, I might as well have been there because I was just, it's me, Oos. Day one, it's just me, Oos. The entire time. All right, from the 573, what happens first?
What did I just see?
The Cardinals clean house with their management team or trade their quote-unquote star players if things continue as they are?
What was the first part of that?
They clean house with their management team or they trade their stars.
I think they're trading. I think they will trade some people away.
Why don't we get into that? We'll reset the question. Plus, we still got a mic drop from Brendan here. So we'll get to all that next on 101 ESPN.
Selling your house can be certainly stressful, and it's really stressful when the market is up and down and all around. And springtime is usually the hot market time to put the sign in your yard and put your house up for sale. But you have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to ask for the right price. If there are certain little improvements that can put your house to the top of the list, you want to know what they are. That's why you call the expert, and that's Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria already has the buyers in this market. There's homes that are sitting on the market longer than they should be. Don't do that. Gloria Liu has thousands of ready buyers in her exclusive database. These buyers create a higher demand and more money for you. And right now, if you're in the midst of trying to list your home, you definitely want to make sure you get to the closing table. You want to make sure you get a good offer from somebody. And then when it's all said and done, you want to feel comfortable with signing that piece of paper, and you're going to definitely feel that way, especially with Gloria Liu in your corner. So please give her a call. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or please visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
All right, Marsh, why don't you go ahead and reset that last question that we had for what happens first so we can dive back into the conversation.
Well, of course, from the 573, what happens first? The Cardinals clean house with their management team or trade their star players if things continue as they are?
It's a good question.
So is that including Ollie, Marshy? Are we throwing Ollie in there, or are we just talking about like Mo?
I would assume so. I feel like there's somewhat of the same. I think if Mo goes, Ollie goes.
Okay, so Ollie got a 2-year extension, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So this year plus 2 more years. Mm-hmm. I would have to say that I could see the Cardinals moving on from star players. And here's what I'm thinking. The next wave of star players are younger guys, if I'm correct. You got Gorman, Walker, Wynn, Newt, Carlson. We'll just put him in there for now. Even Donovan's not that old. Mm-hmm. Like, your next wave of guys are those players.
Yo.
So if you traded Arenado and Goldie, because those are the only two I think you'd move on from. Now, they both have no trade clauses, so that's going to be difficult too. But if you're so horrible, I could see Nolan Arenado saying, fine, I want out. Totally could see that. And as far as Goldie's concerned, I think Goldie at some point would say, well, if Nolan's going to go and you guys are heading this route, like, if there's no contract extension for me in the future, I'd take a trade too. Don't think you get a whole lot for Goldie if he continues this way, being that he's unrestricted at the end of it all. But I think that's the direction you go in, is you trade Goldie and Arenado. You continue to build with these young guys that you have. Maybe you get some picks. Like for Nolan Arenado, if you traded him to the right team, like I know his bat isn't what it is traditionally, but he's still Nolan Arenado. A lot of teams will still look at that and go, pretty damn good third baseman, and we can probably find him back to where he was. So for me, the direction would be to go the player route, trade those guys.
I agree. I think it would be that route. I mean, like you said, you just gave Ali an extension. Mo got an extension last year, so he's got a year after this one left, I believe. So I don't think that they would be ready to move on from those two. But the question, again, is what do you get in return if you were to trade some of those players? We talked about it, Anthony, Jamie. We talked about that. In my opinion, if you were going to do that, you should have traded Paul Goldschmidt last year.
Totally agree.
When you were one of the worst teams in baseball. It's definitely in your division. You should have traded him last year if you knew, or not that you knew, but you knew that he was going to be coming up on a free agency year. You didn't know if you were going to re-sign him, because I think if they were going to re-sign him, they would have done it at that point. And so, he was 1 year removed from winning an MVP. That was when his trade value was the highest. It's not going to be as high right now. So really, you're trading him to get the money off of the books, because what do you get in return?
Well, you're moving him out of the lineup so that maybe Jordan Walker plays first base. Maybe
that's the next question. Who replaces him? Because obviously you'll move on from him, but what do you have in return to replace that position, replace that play?
If I were to say to you guys, let's stop playing what happens first, and I say to you, what's the more likely scenario out of the three options, the two that were just mentioned, cleaning house in the front office / the manager, getting rid of the star players, or nothing happens and this team stays the course? What do you think is most likely?
Nothing happens.
I agree.
Now, here's the downside of cleaning house the front office. You're still stuck with those players. So it doesn't matter who you move in there. You can move it. Theo Epstein can come in. And, Mr. Wonderful when it comes to redoing teams.
That'd be awesome.
It would be great. But Theo Epstein would still have to deal with this roster right now.
Yes, you're right. But at least he'd have a vision.
He would. I'm not saying he wouldn't, but it would not be overnight. You're talking about a painful process here. It may not be the long, drawn-out rebuild, but Theo Epstein, for the boy wonder that he is, he had to tank too. He had to give away some seasons in order to finally get to the top of the mountain in Chicago. He did it differently in Boston. That was a pretty damn good team in Boston that he managed to tweak and add and do things. But it's still going to be a process.
Oh, totally. It's a process now, though.
It is.
You don't have a quick rebuild. You know why? You don't have the right players.
Well, I think
you don't have the right collection of players.
You might be closer than you think, because if you can get the production, if Jordan Walker, Victor Scott can come back and have success, that's two players on your roster that are younger, that are projected to be really good players for this team, and then you start to move on from some of the older players. Then you get, but it's on the player. That means Nolan Gorman, Jordan Walker, Victor Scott, they have to perform. Lars Nootbaar, they have to perform.
Right.
You can't get rid of Goldie and Arenado if those guys aren't having success, and they are not having success right now. So you're really hamstrung just saying, all right, well, where are we? What are we? We got these veterans, these great, potentially future Hall of Famers that are here on our team, and then we got this younger crew of guys that are coming up, but when do they all reach the level that they're playing together collectively well at the same time? Nobody is playing well enough right now for anything. And so you can't move on from those two because you don't have anything essentially to replace it.
And therein lies the problem, Peter.
Therein lies the problem. What are you going to do? So your third option, do nothing, sold. Do nothing. nothing.
No, Carey, I don't want you to give
want
up
that,
like
though.
that.
That's what it's going.
Why are you just giving up?
Oh,
That's what it's
I do
going
want to
to be.
clarify though, because what you're saying, Carey, is you don't think they'll do it. Not what Carey.
I don't think they will.
My Carey Davis, Jamie, my version of Carey Davis is going in there.
Sold.
Is going in there, and he's making the necessary changes. What I'm hearing from you is you're saying what you think the Cardinals are going to do.
And count me in as well, because I don't think you have. What can you do?
See, he is giving up.
What I ain't giving up, but I don't know.
You just doubled down on it. You literally said, count me in.
What do you do? The players have to perform. They have to hit the ball. They have to get more than 4 hits and 3 of them be out of the infield, man. What? Sonny Gray is awesome.
I don't even know who I'm looking at.
Can he pitch every day?
I don't know who I'm looking at anymore.
No,
it's disturbing a little bit.
It is.
Well, you all told me I can't wear my glasses anymore.
You should not want to wear those glasses.
The Memphis Redbirds are playing outstanding.
We're done here. You're going to clean up your attitude. We're going to play the Gauntlet. That's all next on 101
Those
ESPN.
are bad luck. Boys, I love home runs. Wish we saw a few more of them here in Cardinal land.
Hey, you saw one yesterday.
It's a start, Anthony. It is. But the best thing about FanDuel is it doesn't matter what team you're cheering for as long as you bet on home runs. And they've got the Dinger Tuesdays that are back for another season, of course, with America's #1 sportsbook. And, Carey, all you have to do is bet on a player to hit a home run, and FanDuel will give you $5 in bonus bets for every home run hit during that game.
Yeah, Jamie, as if you needed another reason to love the long ball, just visit FanDuel.com/fast to get in on the Dinger Tuesday action. That's FanDuel.com/fast. And as Jamie said, you can pick anyone, and it's all game long. It's a great deal.
Yeah. Look at the other games, I think, outside of St. Louis, and then you'll probably find a nice home run or two, because don't forget, you get all of the home runs in said game. So even if you pick the right guy, when it came to the Cardinals, who else is going to really hit one?
Shohei hit 2 the other day.
I would start probably with the Dodgers. They're a good choice. Yeah. Just go to FanDuel.com/fast, like Carey was telling you. Then you could get in on all the Dinger Tuesday action. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. Bonus edition is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 per game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 402. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Who do we got?
We have Joseph.
All right, that's right, Joseph. What's up, Joseph?
Joey.
What's going on, guys?
You ready to rock indoor roll?
Yep.
Okay, round 2 today.
Pack your lunch. Pack your lunch.
There you go.
That's an early prediction.
That is. Marsh, Carey, or Jamie next? Joseph, who would you like?
I am a big hockey guy, as we established last time, and I remember when Jamie played, and I'm a big fan of Jamie on the broadcast. Did a great job in year 1, so I'm going to go Jamie, even though if it's hockey, I might lose to him.
Wow, Joseph.
All right,
well, thank you very much for the compliments, buddy. I appreciate that very much, and good luck today.
All right. Honor to go again.
There you go. All right, Jamie's going to go into the cone of silence. Joseph, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, I know we're hoping for your hockey guy. Probably hoping for hockey, even if it's Jamie.
I don't know if I want to play Jamie in hockey. We'll see.
What would be your second choice?
Probably football, because random, I'm not going to win a thing.
Okay, all right, fair enough. What do we got, boys?
Baseball.
Baseball. That's what you beat me in Friday, right? It's baseball?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, 4 questions, all baseball related, or do we not have baseball?
I don't think we have them in here.
Were they not up? They probably weren't updated.
Oh, no.
You may have to spin again.
You know what? Hold on.
Even though we did baseball last time, it's still an option.
How about that? Yeah, it is. How about this?
Okay.
You choose, Joseph. We're not prepared. You choose. What would you like? You want football? You want hockey? You want random? So, we'll go that route.
I like that.
Wow. Should I take on Jamie in hockey? How risky is that?
Extremely.
You never know.
Depends on the question.
But if you beat him, you beat Jamie in hockey. That's how that works.
How good is he in football? You know football at all?
He knows football.
Knows football. Yeah, obviously not as much as hockey.
Would you like me to read off his stats?
Sure.
Jamie's 2-1 in baseball, 1-1 in hockey, 0-2 in football, 2-1 in random.
Let's go hockey, baby.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Give me those hockey questions, Marsh. 4 hockey questions. To you, Joseph, same 4 hockey questions to our guy, Jamie. Each question is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. Then those questions become worth 1 point. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Question 1. Last season, the Maple Leafs won their only playoff series since 2004. Which team did they beat in the first round last season?
Tampa Bay Lightning. Final answer.
Question number 2. Who was the only forward on the Blues 23-24 roster who also played for Toronto?
Oh, in the past, not this year.
Who was the only forward on the Blues 23-24 roster who played for Toronto?
1 second. Can get this 1 second. If it's Kyrie Thomas. Thinking. Okay. Ready, go.
Shot clock.
Shot clock. I would get it if I had more time. Give me the option so I don't run out of time.
Kasperi Kapanen? Marco Scandella?
Kapanen. Final answer.
Question number 3. Name the last team that the Blues played against in the playoffs in back-to-back seasons.
Okay. Back-to-back seasons. That would be the Colorado Avalanche. Final answer.
All right, Joseph, question 4. Which Florida Panther scored the first overtime goal of this year's playoffs?
Ooh. The more recent questions are the harder ones. Okay. It might be, I think I'm taking a guess, but I got to get as many points as possible against Jamie, so I can't pick options. I'm going to say Carter Verhaeghe, final answer.
All right. Let's welcome back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Joseph, how you feeling?
I'm pretty nervous, especially because I have friends listening today.
All right. Welcome, friends.
But,
Jamie.
Yeah.
How's the Cone of Silence?
That was good today.
Chatting with T-Bone?
T-Bone was talking with me, and we were discussing some things, and it was enjoyable.
Well,
Did you pack a lunch?
No, I didn't. Do I need one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Jamie, this is what happened. The wheel spun baseball.
I love baseball.
We do not have baseball questions.
Okay.
We used those on Friday. They weren't updated.
Oh, someone's fired.
And since that's our fault,
Yeah.
I gave Joseph the option.
Oh, I bet you did.
He chose hockey.
He did.
Yep.
He did.
Oh,
Are you
Joseph.
ready?
Yeah.
I hope so. We'll see.
All right. Question 1. Last season, the Maple Leafs won their only playoff series since 2004. Which team did they beat in the first round last season?
The Tampa Bay Lightning. Final answer.
Question number 2. Who was the only forward on the Blues 23-24 roster who also played for Toronto?
Okay. The only forward on the Blues roster that also played for Toronto. Why am I drawing a blank right now? It was Kasperi Kapanen. Final answer. He was a draft choice there.
Question number 3. Name the last team that the Blues played against in the playoffs in back-to-back seasons.
That would be the Colorado Avalanche. Final answer.
Question number 4. Which Florida Panther scored the first overtime goal of this year's playoffs?
I believe it was the guy who scored. Okay. This might take a second. Because you want to think of Matthew Tkachuk, because that's the kind of player he is. But Chuck E. Cheese this year got a couple of empty netters in the first round. I think it was Carter Verhaeghe. I just go with that. Final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Joseph versus Jamie. Start there. Which Florida Panther scored the first overtime goal of this year's playoffs? Joseph, you went with Carter Verhaeghe. Jamie, you went with Carter Verhaeghe. Correct answer is
Carter Verhaeghe.
neither of you used the options.
Nice, Joe.
2-2 between Joseph and Jamie. Name the last team the Blues played against in the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. Joseph, you said the Colorado Avalanche. Jamie, you also went with the Avs. Correct answer is?
It is the Colorado Avalanche.
Neither of you used the options.
Oh, I'm in one here today.
4-4.
4-4 tie. Last season, the Maple Leafs won their only playoff series since 2004. Which team did they beat in the first round last season? Joseph, without hesitating, you said the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jamie, without hesitating, you said the Tampa Bay Lightning. Correct answer is?
It is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Neither of you used the options.
6-6.
Joey's locked in.
Who was the only forward on the Blues 2023-24 roster who also played for Toronto? Jamie, you said Kasperi Kapanen. Joseph, you said Kasperi Kapanen. Correct answer is?
It is Kasperi Kapanen.
But Jamie didn't need the options. Joseph.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
I chose quite wisely.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Joseph.
I don't know. That was amazing.
Joseph, that was incredible. 8-7. That was unfortunately the one I gave you the shot clock on. I had to. But
Yeah,
that was impressive, man.
I knew as we're going through this, I knew I was right about all the other ones. So
I was thinking, don't say Verhaeghe and don't say the Avalanche, please.
Joseph,
ask for the options for Kapanen, please.
Yeah.
And I knew it was 8-7 the second he was done. I knew I lost 8-7.
No, Joseph, that was very impressive, man.
Good
very
job,
impressive.
Joseph. Hell of a job, man.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Thanks.
Have a good one, man.
Job,
Take care.
Joseph.
Good job.
Dang, you guys.
That was amazing.
That was epic. That was epic.
He was unbelievable.
I told you to pack a lunch. I meant it.
Yeah, I thought you were joking a little bit.
Yeah, he was good.
I was in there with T-Bone. I was like, it's taking a little longer than normal. I go, either that's really good or really bad.
And he knew it was Kapanen right away. I had to give him the shot clock. It was.
He was running through. You could tell he was running through all of the forwards. And
Yeah.
just going
I was
line
doing
by
the
line.
same thing,
Yeah.
and then I just happened to get it a little quicker.
Yep. Oof. I gave him some time, but then I was like, all right, come on.
Anthony.
That was really good.
It was good. It was an epic battle.
It was.
It's an epic battle. All right.
Way to do. Hey, give me some.
Thank you. Thanks for the fisting.
Yeah. Anytime.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Hey, we have a chance to win a pair of tickets to UFC Fight Night this Saturday at Enterprise Center. Don't miss a thrilling heavyweight showdown in the main event as fan favorite knockout king Derek Lewis takes on heavyweight contender Rodrigo.
Moose.
That
guy is a moose.
You're going to have to help me with this one. Rodrigo Nascimento?
Blankenship?
Where is it?
Right here.
Field goal.
Yeah,
Nascimento. Text in now, 314-399-9646 to score free tickets to UFC Fight Night. You got a trivia question on the fly here? Or should we do something from earlier in the show? Got anything on UFC?
UFC.
Derek Lewis? Or of course, Rodrigo. I got one. Who drafted Rodrigo Blankenship? Who drafted Rodrigo Blankenship out of the University of Georgia? If you have the correct answer, 314-399-9646 to score those free tickets to UFC Fight Night. Got to be the 101st texter with the correct answer. You get all the ticket details now at 101@ESPN.com. Would it be crazy to trade Sonny Gray if things continue to kind of go off the rails here for the Cardinals?
Oh, God.
I say yes. Tell you why next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, it sure is great to feel the way I do here recently, and that's all thanks to mentality. And it didn't start that way. As you know, you start to feel tired, and you get the kids, and schedules are crazy, and then you're trying to take certain supplements or energy drinks, and it's not working, and extra pounds are joining the party, and you don't want them to. But I went into mentality, talked to all their board-certified physicians over there, and they asked the questions that they needed to ask. They asked me what I wanted to accomplish. I said, hey, I'd like to get back into playing shape. I know it's not possible, but I'd like to get close to it. So they put me on a program. I was low in testosterone, low in a couple other vitamins. Now I'm on the peptides program for old injuries, and that helps me a lot. It helps me sleep better, too. They really have changed my life.
Well, like you're saying, you start to search out certain things, right? Like supplements or I need energy. I'm going to go get a pack of energy drinks. You were pounding the coffee constantly. I had energy drinks all over at some point you have to realize you're not helping yourself. You're giving up more money. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your time, and you still not seeing results you want. So you go down to mentality. You tell them exactly how you're feeling. For me and Jamie, run down. Even like when it comes to anger, mood swings, stuff like that, just being irritable. You don't want that. You don't want that for yourself. You don't want that for your loved ones. So when you head down to mentality, tell them how you're feeling. They're going to help you. The program is designed for you. And it won't take long before, at least for me and for Jamie, we found ourselves back in the gym. We're putting up, weight, or we're in there, consistently again. You're starting to eat better. Now all I'm drinking is water. That's it. Water, love it. I love mentality. Love what it's done for my, overall mood, for my energy levels, stamina. It's been fantastic. I know it's been that way for Jamie as well. So visit them, 2 locations, one in South County, one out in Chesterfield, or visit lowtusa.com. So our guy Andrew Marsh was going down the YouTube rabbit hole following the Cardinals' rough weekend series against the White Sox, and he stumbled upon a tweet by @CardinalsReek that says, "Is it really a horrible idea to trade Sonny at peak value? His contract is backloaded and every good pitcher is hurt. Not the worst idea, in my opinion." I don't think it's a terrible idea. If you do eventually decide to take this down to the studs, he's one of the only guys that holds value. The only thing I would say is you've got a roster right now that is constructed poorly. You don't have enough depth, clearly. You have a bunch of like bridge guys right now in the starting rotation because you're trying to shrink that gap between what you have now at the big league level and what you hope to have in the future with some of these young pitchers. And I realize that this is not quantifiable, but like, you have a roster that's not a winning roster. You have guys that have won championships. Wilson Contreras, Lance Lynn, Brandon Crawford. You've got guys that have won titles. But overall, I think you've got a bunch of guys that are kind of trying to figure it out on the way. And I don't know if you have the right leadership. I don't know if you have the right construction. I don't know if the guys that you're paying buku bucks for are winning players. Like, you could be a really good player and not be a winning player.
Yeah.
So I don't think that trading away somebody that has got that fire and is one of the few that's actually producing for it, I don't know if that's a smart thing just because you want to kind of get ahead of it.
Well, I guess it depends what level of commitment you're going to have as an organization to the teardown.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to retool, as that seems to be the popular word, not just here in St. Louis, I hear a lot of different teams using it in various sports. If you're going to retool and just trade a couple of the heavy guys, like, the Arenado, the Goldie, maybe somebody else, and then you're trying to fill the cupboard again with some other guys in the meantime, and maybe you're trying to rebuild your pitching staff, knowing now you got Sonny Gray, who's a legit number one, and now you go find another guy because you're not spending $35 million on Arenado. Maybe you can bring in somebody. Maybe that's a way to do it. But that being said, I really think you need to see more from your young guys then. Like, for me to buy into a total like rebuild would be that Jordan Walker, Mason Wynn, Nolan Gorman, like, these guys are just, you can just see how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not and they still need time to develop, then why would you hang on to Sonny Gray?
Right.
There's no point.
Yeah.
Because you're going to waste his contract away.
Yep.
By the time you get a team around him, he's going to be up for contract.
And I think this is what you just said is what this person's thinking.
Yeah.
But you're right. You have to be committed to a teardown. It can't be a partial teardown. It's got to be something where you're really trying to restock the cupboard here.
I don't see that happening.
I don't either.
I don't see the Cardinals saying, you know what, enough is enough. We're going to complete, because if you trade Sonny Gray, you are essentially saying we're going to be bad for the next 2 seasons at least. Like, we're stripping it down to the studs. You're going to trade him? Are you going to trade Goldie and Arenado? Probably.
Yes.
You're stripping it down to the studs. So now you're going to, and Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson, you're not going to bring them back next year. Steven Matz, again, injured. Miles Michael, like, it's a youth movement. It is a youth movement, which is what? Youth movements usually are bad teams. They have to struggle, and they have to learn how to be a pro and learn how to win. You're talking about bringing up some of those younger pitchers in AAA and bringing back Jordan Walker and Victor Scott, who haven't had success. Victor Scott hasn't had success at the major league level yet, and Jordan Walker hasn't had sustained success. Mm-hmm. You're starting over. I don't think that the St. Louis Cardinals organization is willing to do that. Yep. And I don't know that fans would be willing to even partake in that. Even if you told them in 5 years it's going to be so great, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, but what are the next 2 to 3 years looking like?
If they're going through it anyways, Carey.
Right.
You're last place right now.
You're not going. You are going through it, but there's hope, because your hope is that Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, and Wilson Contreras continue to be who they are or become again who they are.
Yeah.
If you have younger players here, there is nothing when you flip over the back of that card. No experience, nothing you can hang your hat on. You still, as a Cardinal fan today, even losing 2 games to the terrible Chicago White Sox, still hold out hope that because of what's on the back of that baseball card, Paul Goldschmidt will show up to the ballpark today and be what he is. Nolan Arenado will be at the ballpark today and be what he is. Wilson Contreras, be what he is. You still have hope for that. If you get rid of those guys, there is no hope. And that's starting completely over, and I do not think that this franchise would be willing to do that.
So here's the crazy thing is I actually feel like the fan base is finally ready for that. I do. I think Cardinal Nation is so tired of middling. And I think that if the proper front office voice were to step up at an actual press conference giving actual information and just said, hey, we have a really good group of young players right now that are on the Major League roster. We have some really good young players at the AAA level. We are going to rebuild this team so that we go back to the success that we've had before consistently, where we're talking about World Series, not just wild cards.
Right.
I think the fan base right now is ready for that. I think the fan base right now is tired of the retooling and the regrabbing and the recycling and the bringing back old guys and the not playing this guy. I think they're tired of it.
I think to piggyback off what you're saying, Jamie, I think fans could get behind a rebuild if it did not involve this front office. Now, if this front office said we're going into a rebuild, I think people would not be on board with that because they are completely
But it
over.
wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be the front office. Contracts are running out. Mosaic couldn't see it through.
That's what I'm saying. So I think if they said right now, we're going to tear it down, we're going into a rebuild with this front office, people are like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't want to see what you have in store because they've seen it. They don't want to see it anymore. But if a new face came in, new front office, new manager, people could get behind them. I'm not saying all of them would, but they could.
I think people think that that's what they want until they get it. And then you realize, oh, you know what? It wasn't half bad having a chance to win a game.
But Carey, it's been a last place team for 2 years now.
At least the expectations would be this team is not supposed to win.
Yeah, like you're almost like it's a change of. But here's the problem: is this year and last year the team is not good, and you still have all of these high-priced guys, these players, and you're hoping and hoping and hoping. I'd rather, if I'm a fan. And I'm just talking my own personal opinion here. If I'm a fan and I'm watching this team from that last season and so far this season, one, I'm not going to the ballpark. Two, I'm just not interested at all in the team. There's nothing interesting about it. And three, the communication from the actual club itself to the fan base about what any kind of...
There is none.
There's none.
Yeah.
So why should I be interested? But if I got a guy like Theo Epstein or name another young guy that's come in and done, like whoever, you pick your poison of the guy who'd step in there
and Friedman
and say, hey, look.
What about Kim? What's her last name? Ing. Kim Ing. She did a good job with the Marlins.
Bring her in then, right? And she says, at that point, she says, we're going to rebuild this thing. We have a lot of really good young pieces already, so we're ahead of it. We need to get rid of some of the older pieces. We need to fill that in with some guys that can kind of bridge the gap for now. So we're going to spend some money. We'll get some free agents. They're not going to be, $30, $40 million free agents, but we're going to get some guys, some dudes in here.
You all think that this fan base is willing to look at a team that looks like the Marlins?
Dude, they're looking at it now.
They don't look like the Marlins. They don't look like the White Sox. They lost.
What's the difference?
About 12 games.
Really? Because the Marlins have won 10 and you've won 15.
Oh.
The Marlins have picked up pace.
Have they? Because last I checked, they were at 6.
Yeah, they're at 10.
And I thought we had more than 15.
No, the White Sox were at 6. Now
they're at 8. Yeah, okay.
So that's
8
my
games.
point. Is you're
7
already
games.
there. You're already there.
This is trouble.
And you're spending all this money on all these other guys.
Right.
You could take that money from Arenado and Goldie, and you could go get another pitcher at the deadline that has some term left that you could pay, and now you've got 2 good pitchers at the top of your rotation, and you're still in the youth movement. I think the fans are ready for it.
I actually think so, too.
You're getting a lot of texts that are saying that as well.
Yeah.
I also think the fans don't care anymore.
Yeah, I think and that kind of plays into what Jamie's point is, too. They're tired of it. They're tired of seeing the same thing. They'd rather see almost something different at this point. By the way, my trivia question was, which team drafted Rodrigo? Rodrigo Blankenship. None. So if that's your answer, you win.
You got a couple of them that said he went undrafted.
Trick question. You guys were prepared for it.
That is awesome.
If you texted in, he was undrafted or none.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer. I'll also give you the team that he signed with as an undrafted free agent. Either way, you got to be the 101st texter. So we'll still find a winner. But yeah, I wanted to correct that.
That is amazing.
I was like, wait a minute. I think he went undrafted. Anyways, we got our Sports Six-Pack coming up, so if you've got a question for us, 314-399-9646. That is our Air Comfort Service text line. Text in, Sports Six-Pack next. when it comes to finding your dream home, you want to make sure that you're working with the dream lender as well. And that's where our guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation comes in. Just give him a call. We don't know what your situation is, and he won't know unless you reach out. Maybe you're in a situation where you're kind of out of options, right? You're looking for a loan. Maybe you're a self-employed worker and you got a tax situation. And you're like, you know what, nobody can help me. That's not true. Stewie can help you. Maybe you're looking at a house that you love and it's a dream house, but you don't have enough to put down, and you're like, I can't get a loan. I can't get my dream house. Again, give him a call. This is what he's in business for, Jamie, helping people out.
Yeah, he is. And one big way that he helps people out is by using the Bagel loan. It's a creation that Stewie has put together where you borrow $200,000 or more, and there's no underwriting fees, no appraisal fees, no title fees, no lender fees, no closing costs. And Stewie can get you to the closing table in sometimes 10 to 14 days. So really, it's worth the phone call. No matter what your situation is, call Stewie or shoot him a text. That number's 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
If you can't remember that, you can always do what?
Google the Bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals are back in action tonight, taking on the New York Mets. 6:45 first pitch. Kyle Gibson on the mound going up against Sean Manaea. The Cards are looking to get back in the win column. They've dropped 2 straight and lost 2 of 3 against the Chicago White Sox over the weekend. Giovanni Gallegos is on the IL with shoulder impingement. We talked a little bit about that earlier in the show. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line, or you can use the Air Alliance Team YouTube chat, the snake pit, as we like to call it. So ask us a question. Use the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh.
Question number 1.
All right, from the 636, went to my first Battlehawks game this past weekend. What a blast! With attendance low across the UFL, besides St. Louis, do you think that the UFL will be successful for the long term despite the low attendance?
Look, if they're not making money, they're not going to be in business. That's just that's the reality of the situation. I don't know if the TV deals are their main profit revenue, their main reason for profits, or it's the gate revenue. if it's, I know it all goes. I know it all goes in, but if it's the
ratings
TV
for
can carry
TV
it.
have been successful.
Yeah, it got to be TV.
So if the TV deals are good, the thing of baseball, not every team draws, but every team is profitable. Why? Because of the TV deals that they have.
Well, and the revenue share.
I was going to say.
And the revenue sharing.
Yeah.
Helps too. Yeah, right.
Kind of everybody passes along.
Keeps everybody in the black.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
Jamie, you're right.
Sorry, buddy.
You're always right.
No, I'm not always right. Trust me. I've made some mistakes, Anthony.
I haven't.
You know.
I haven't seen
You
one
have not
that
here.
you've made.
Yes, plenty. Yes.
But the UFL, I mean, it's a bottom line. If they're profitable, they're good. They can keep rolling. If it doesn't make fiscal sense to keep going, then they won't.
Then they won't. And I think it's unfortunate. St. Louis has shown that they will show up for a spring league. They will show up and show out for this team. They have done a fantastic job. They are, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think this is being, a homer. They are the jewel of the league. They have shown up and shown out and done a fantastic job and, doubling, sometimes tripling what other fan bases are doing in their cities. And, the Battlehawks have shown good that they're playing well and it's fun. It's fun to be there. It's fun to be a part of. So I hope it doesn't go away. I hope that this kind of eventually is able to parlay into something, maybe not this specific team. Mike Florio was on with Tim this morning, and he was talking about the Battlehawks. And I hope that eventually the NFL takes notice of how important, if we can show up for a spring football league in the manner in which we do, the NFL should be here in St. Louis. It should not have ever left, and it damn sure shouldn't have left twice.
Well, here's the way I look at it from a business standpoint. Again, I'm going to put my business hat on real quick. I won't bore you guys. But St. Louis had a team ripped away from it. And everybody here who's a passionate NFL fan hates two entities right now. They hate Stan Kroenke, and they hate the NFL.
Yeah.
Some hate the Chiefs, too.
Well, and the Cowboys.
Anthony's not one of them.
No, I'm not one bit.
But staying in context of what I'm saying here, it's the NFL and Kroenke that everybody's mad at. So what better way for the NFL to regain some of its traction here is to watch this and go, okay, St. Louis is pulling in over $30,000 a game for a UFL game.
Mm-hmm.
What if we offer them an expansion team? They've proved to us that they have the fan base. Now, I'm sure some people here be like, tell the NFL to go blank themselves. We don't want the NFL back.
Until the NFL is back.
But you wonder from a
they don't have to
marketing
go.
standpoint, because you could totally recapture this crowd again.
Yeah.
St. Louis, you've done so good. We're giving you your own team. You're not getting a recycled team like the last two times you've had one.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be great. I think that would be great. Like you said, not everybody would be warm to that, but you don't have to go. You could. That's the beauty of it.
It would be more than enough people.
But hey,
to show up.
You would have
if it's your own.
St. Louis Stallions.
Well, no, that's
No,
Birmingham.
I don't want the Stallions.
No.
I think at this point
No,
you'd have to keep the Battlehawks.
I would love
Would
that.
you?
That'd be great.
I think you
St. Louis
should.
Battlehawks.
I would be pretty, because then the fan base could transcend. And all those
Love it.
wackos that dress up in all their Battlehawk stuff,
They would have earned that.
They're in
But then
mid-season form.
Are they going to have a new field? Because the Battle Dome, what are you going to
Oh, they would have a whole new stadium.
Battlefield.
They'd have the battlefield. Right.
It doesn't matter. Call it anything you want. Just battle.
I like it.
Call it the Battle Retractable Roof Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down by the river.
Down by the river.
It's too long.
Show up and show out.
I think it rolls right off the tongue.
I agree with Marshy.
Imagine all those guys that are living in a van down by the river. They'll be able to take
diet of government cheese.
I don't think it rolls off the tongue.
river.
I don't either. I'm with you, Jamie.
All right.
I tried.
You did a good job, Marshy.
Thank you,
Don't listen to
Carey.
these guys.
You're always in my corner.
Always. I got you, brother.
Question number
Really,
2.
Marsh, this guy's been talking up the Cardinals all day.
Unreal.
Yeah, speaking of which, from the 573, how bad do the Cardinals have to be for Carey to not have so much quote-unquote hope for this current roster and want to pivot to a new plan?
I will tell you around, because I went through this last year. So around about mid-June, July, early, whenever.
So
I need to
flag
look at the date of that San Francisco Giants game.
That was the one that broke you? The Patrick Bailey game?
I think the home run, I can't remember his name, lefty. Was it Sable? Who was it?
Oh, Blake Sable.
Blake
That's right.
Sable.
It wasn't
I think-
Bailey. It was Sable.
I think that home run did it for me. I need to look at the date. But that one, because Wilson Contreras was on the ground asking for the ball to damn near be skipped in there. And it was left over the middle of the plate, and it was, I think it went to McCovey Cove. And I think that's when
I remember that one.
It was dead center.
Oh, it was dead center. Yeah. It was a shot.
Contreras actually dug a small hole.
He was in the ground.
Anthony knows because he was in McCovey Cove in one of those little kayaks. He was waiting for one of the balls to fly into McCovey Cove.
Yeah. Those are dangerous.
It's cold out there at night, though. Be careful.
Yeah.
So they were out there in April.
Wasn't that early, was it?
Wow,
it was early for me then.
You're way more optimistic this year.
Yeah. It was 24th, 25th, 26th, 20, and 29th.
Now I'm even more concerned about your attitude.
Yeah.
Maybe. Was that it?
5-4.
They lost 4 or 5?
Yeah,
3 or 4?
Blake Sable's 2-run homer sends the Cardinals past Giants 5-4.
Yeah.
That one was April 25th.
All right.
That was the day that broke you?
I think so. It broke me for Wilson, man. Because they were pounding on Wilson, and I'm like, man,
they were only 9-15 at that point.
Only? What are they now? 10 and
15.
Yeah, 15 and
15 and 19.
20? I don't know.
Yeah, 15 and 19.
Yeah, and then they went on right after that, they lost 8 games in a row. 2, 4, 6, 8.
15. They're 15 for 19.
After that series,
they're 15 and 19. Yeah,
15 for 19. That's pretty good. Pretty good batting average.
No, Marsh. No, Marsh.
That would be.
I can understand the confusion. No, what I mean is
yesterday they went 15 for 19.
Nope.
They won the series.
They've won 15 games.
Oh.
They have dropped 19.
Maybe it was slightly after that series, but that was
only minus 32 in run differential.
Is that all?
Could be worse.
Minus 32. That's a pretty good odds, Anthony, to win tonight's game. Better than being plus odds, right?
Marsh, again, I feel like you're confused right now.
Oh.
So why don't we just take a break? And then we'll complete our Sports Six
Refresh.
We'll refresh some things here. And we'll get back on track.
Mostly Carey's attitude.
Absolutely. More.
My attitude is
Sports
great.
Six Pack continues here on 101 ESPN.
Yeah, it's the problem. Market for replacement windows, please head over to Window World. They are the best in the business. They are your preferred window of the St. Louis Blues, ranked number 1 in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. The windows that they provide for you are a double-strength glass that you don't normally see in replacement windows. Why is that important? For several reasons. You're getting a phenomenal window. It doesn't break easy. And then the efficiency of these windows is fantastic. It means you keep more money in your wallet rather than wasting it on heat and air conditioning that's leaking out through the windows. They also offer you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. The technicians do an incredible job of making sure that everything is measured the right way, installed the right way. They answer your questions. And Window World is now offering 18-month same-as-cash financing with approved credit. But here's what I need you to do, is give them a call. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. Just like that. Say, hey, Jamie Rivers sent me in. And you call them at 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800, or visit windowworldstlouis.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
All right, let's continue our Sports Six-Pack. Marsh, go.
Question number 3.
All right, this one comes from the 636. This question goes to the guys that actually played professionally.
Oh.
Sorry, Anthony. Texter's words, not mine. Sorry to myself,
I mean,
too.
that's a fact, so
Yeah.
can't take offense to a fact.
Being a veteran, would you want to play or buy in on a manager that is younger than you and less experienced than you, that has no big league experience and failed at making the big leagues as a player? I wonder who that could be.
That's
a random
very
description.
specific, right?
It's a very loaded question.
Wow.
Damn, are they talking about
guys-
David Carl? They don't want the Blues to sign him as the head coach?
So I know where this question is headed. And it's funny because you have so many people that are still pro Mike Schilt. Schilt never did anything in the sport. I don't even know what level he played at, if at all, for that matter. Yet people still think that Mike Schilt should be put on a pedestal. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
Well, it's Schilty. It's just a philosophical difference. He had some balls, that guy. Okay. What was his experience?
Right.
He'd been around baseball for a long time, but guess what? So has Ollie. Ollie played at the AAA level. Schilt didn't. So, if we're doing that whole thing, if we're doing the comparing side by side, Ollie's probably more qualified than Mike Schilt if we're using that template.
Sure.
So now to answer the question. It was always difficult for me to play for a coach that had never walked a mile in my shoes. And I say that, but I say it very cautiously because playing for someone like Scotty Bowman, and obviously he didn't have to walk a mile in my shoes. He walked a mile with incredible teams that won Stanley Cups for years and years and years. So he started out as a young guy and earned a lot of respect. But I think those guys are few and far between. For me, for the most part, you'd like to have a coach that played at a high level. Does it have to be pro? No. College, junior, minors, any of that for me. Like, if this guy has bled for a uniform that he's put on and he's worked his way up, he knows what it takes. Like, I have an easier time listening to that guy when he grabs me by the collar and says, I need more from you.
I think it depends on the person more than anything. I think, because the first thing that came to mind is like Eric Spoelstra for the Miami Heat. He started in the video room. Like, he was, I don't know if he played college basketball, though, I believe.
He may have, but you're right. He did start.
But he started in the video room and worked his way up to become the head coach. I think it depends on the person. Sometimes having a coach that is similar age, like Ollie is 37 years old. You got a couple of guys, Lance Lynn is 37, a couple of guys that are 35, 36 on this roster. So they're more peers than so I think that does change things. Even if you haven't played, like Schilt is a little bit older. So guys, naturally, it's just a difference in age there. I don't know that it would bother me as long as there was a respect level for what you do have to do on the football field. My running back coach would tell us all the time, and he played in the CFL, he played college football, but he never played in the NFL. And he would tell us all the time, you all are right on the field until I get to the film and I see that you're wrong. I won't argue with you because what you see out there and what I see on the sideline could be completely different.
Well, it's a whole different world, too.
It's completely different. And so whatever you tell me you saw, that better be what the hell happened, because when I look at the film, if that's not what happened, then we have a problem. But I'm going to respect you. I'm not going to yell and fuss and cuss at you on game day. And I think Mike Tomlin was the same way. Mike T played at William & Mary for college, but he never played in the NFL. So, there can be that person. And Mike T, when he got his first job, I think it was a few players older than him on our roster. So it can work, but it depends on the person and how well they handle their business and how well, how you treat the players and how well they respond to it.
And I think it has a big part to do with as well is what leadership group you have in your room.
Correct.
Because if the top dogs, the big boys, the veterans fall in line immediately and support that coach,
everyone else will.
Everyone else will.
Yep.
But it's the problem when you have a guy that comes in and maybe puffs his chest out a little too much, and the veterans give the
Yeah, you don't do that.
Who the hell are you? Now you got problems.
Yeah, that's not.
Because then after that, it trickles down. It's like children, right? All of a sudden, the youngest one all of a sudden is brave too. Yeah. What are you talking about? So it's situational.
That can go bad very quickly.
We get a lot of texts with Tony La Russa. He never played, I guess. So, there are guys like that. Mike Keenan never played at a high level, and I think it's evident.
I love that you give a shot.
Every time. I will never not. I will never not. You're welcome, Mike.
I love it.
Question number 4.
From the 314, what would it take by the end of May for you guys to be back on the 2024 Cardinals? And what does that look like? I know obviously winning is probably the right answer, but what does that look like? How do they get there?
17-game win streak. Is that what you said?
Wow.
There you go. Show me you care.
It looks like them. It looks like the offense has rounded into form because the pitching has not been the main problem. I realize there were some things that happened over the weekend where you point out, like Giovanni Gallegos, who, by the way, if you're just tuning in, you missed it earlier. He's on the IL now. I realize that Giovanni Gallegos had another poor outing, but overall, by and large, your defense has been excellent. Your bullpen has been excellent. Your starting pitching has been solid. It's been the offense that has dragged you down. The main reason why you're 4 games under 500, is because your offense. So it's the offense coming alive. It is the pitching and the defense remaining solid for you, if not outstanding. And compiling wins. That's it. And do we really care how they do it? I don't care if they win every game 2-1.
We got a text from 618. 20 games above 500. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, it's not possible. It's not
just
that's not
the
possible
amount
in
of
May.
days.
Yeah, it's a math problem more than it's an everything problem, really. Math.
The fact that it probably won't happen.
Yeah, right. Realistic.
Question number 5.
From the Water Boy. Game 7 in the last 5 minutes of the third period or 2-minute warning of the Super Bowl in the fourth quarter. Would you rather be on the field or ice to make a game-winning play or just make sure you don't make a mistake?
No, I want to be on the field.
I want to be on the field or ice.
If we're trying to score a goal, certainly wanting to try and help do that, but if we're trying to protect the lead, I'm blocking shots with my face. I'm doing whatever it takes. I don't care.
So
you have to kill me.
Here's another question that kind of piggyback off that. Say you're about to win.
They did, and I still played through it.
Yeah, you did.
Say you're about to win. You know the score's out of hand. Would you rather be on the field or the ice for the celebration, or would you rather be on the sidelines with the rest of your teammates, or on the bench with the rest of your teammates, and
Field
then hop
/
onto the field or ice?
I want to be on the field.
Yeah.
Well, so I have this
So it'd be victory formation for you guys.
Buddy. Yeah, buddy. The best play in football is victory formation. Best play if you're on offense.
Yeah, right.
Defense feels differently.
There's some, actually, one of my favorite victory formations is when they give it to the running back and score.
Absolutely, because their running back didn't have a touchdown all season.
Jameis.
Yeah.
Good job, Jameis. That's a great job.
I'm sure Raheem Morris will run up the score if he can. Hopefully Michael Penix will be starting at that point. What? That's my quarterback.
Jamie sent me something on Twitter today about Kirk Cousins.
What's wrong with Kirk? Is he okay?
No.
His feelings get hurt again?
Oh, they were hurt before.
I think he just, he didn't want to sign with the Vikings because the Vikings told him, hey, we're drafting a quarterback first round.
We're drafting a high pick.
Yeah, understandable. He's like, hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and go somewhere else where I know I'm going to probably be on a team that they're going to draft, not a quarterback in the first round. Yeah, exactly. Appreciate it. And that's just not what happened.
No, it's not.
Hey, the grass is not always greener.
The
turf on the other side.
Falcons needed a quarterback.
They had one.
They wasted a lot of money.
They had one.
But they found their quarterback.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I want him to be terrible because he left my team or if I want him to be good because you hate him.
Hey, Marsh. Hey, Marsh.
It's way better if Anthony hates him.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
You and I both know.
Let Penix rot on the bench.
You and I both know that he will not be great or terrible. And that is why I hate Kirk Cousins.
No, like he's a pretty good regular season quarterback.
Exactly.
Just good enough?
Exactly.
Anthony, is he better than what you had?
Yeah.
There you go.
In
Congratulations.
fairness.
In fairness, I would be better than what we had.
I would be better than what we had.
Stalter on the fumble.
I wouldn't fumble then. You put me on a punt return. Now I'm fumbling.
Yeah.
I don't blame
Old
you.
Justin Fields-esque.
Put his helmet
Taysom Hill.
right on the ball. I mean, it was a perfect shot. Now, should I have fielded it? No. Was my coach
Get away
telling,
from the
screaming
ball.
at me, don't touch it? Yeah. But do you know why I scooped up that football?
Because there's a hot girl at the game.
Because legends never die. Yes! Got him. We haven't done that in a while.
That was perfectly placed.
All right, that's your sports six-pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. I think we teased some mic drops about 45 minutes ago. We're going to get to some of those mic drops on your Cardinals next on 101 ESPN. Stalter on the fumble. If you are having any issues with your roof at all, you got to give my friends at Happy Roof a call, because when it comes to any sort of leak, any sort of damage, when it comes with all this rain, Happy Roof will have somebody to look at your issue within 24 hours of when you call them. So again, if it's a leak, if it's damage, if you need an entire roof replaced, Happy Roof Company, they're fantastic. And with spring here and all the heavy rains and all that, if you have an older roof, and if you have an older roof, you may not know that there's a bunch of damage. So call the Happy Roof Company. They got residential and commercial roofing that they take care of. Cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs. Free estimates with competitive pricing. Great relationships with realtors, too. So if you're looking to sell your home and you want to have the roof replaced, but you also don't know how the warranty transfers over and all that, Happy Roof Company will take care of all of that for you. Over 50 years combined experience in roofing, siding, and gutters. Give them a call, 314-665-3001. Again, 314-665-3001, thehappyroof.com. It's the Happy Roof Company. 504, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We asked for your mic drops on the Cardinals situation. If you wanted to vent. If you wanted to share your thoughts, share your thoughts. So let's hear from Brendan.
It's time to blow it all up. I don't care what anyone says. You just lost the series to the White Sox, number one. It's time for Arenado to go. It's time for Goldschmidt to go. They are not our future, and I was listening to BK, and they're saying Goldschmidt's done. And I have to agree. You know, I was on the horizon for him. Arenado is average, but no, Arenado's not supposed to be average. We're not paying him to be average. I mean, it's time to move on. It's time to figure this crap out. I don't care who has to go. I'm not blaming Ollie. I'm trying not to be harsh, but, I mean, something has to happen. We fired Chief to get something going. You know, what is it going to come to? Give us something, Mo. You know, we can't sit here in silence anymore just saying, oh, something's going to happen. Be patient. You know, it's not time for that. Something's got to happen.
Well, Jamie, this is what you were saying earlier. You were saying something's got to happen in terms of them, even if it's not the thing that's going to fix the issue or issues, even if it's just eyewash. At this point, coming off that loss to the White Sox, you need to do something. They're not, though. This is the most risk-averse organization in all of baseball, if not all of sports. They don't take a lot of chances. They take some calculated risk, but they don't take a lot of chances. And things are starting to blow up in their face routinely now. Every organization has misses. Every president, every GM, they have misses in their careers. You can't be perfect in this line of business. Right. You're trying to essentially predict the future. Right. But this front office has had more misses than hits of late. And it just seems like, and I was on board with it, move on from Tyler O'Neill. Guy can't stay healthy. Right. At some point, you got to move on. They do. Dude's like top 10 in home runs. You know, it's just whatever. Whatever they touch turns to crap. It's the truth. What?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, you can't see the future, right? And sometimes after a while, hindsight is 20/20. Oh, we probably should have done this. Oh, we probably shouldn't have done that. But I think in sports, right? It's similar to business, but there are some things that are different in terms of when you have a player, an aging superstar. I've heard this time and time again. You know, working with or coaching the aging superstar is one of the hardest things to do in sports because the aging superstar still feels like they're a superstar. And everybody else watching is like,
brain feels like it's still going.
Yeah. You ain't a superstar. Yeah, no. No, you don't. But it's your job in management to predict that and be a year ahead of the fall off happening. If you were to have moved Paul Goldschmidt last year and he did what Tyler O'Neill is doing right now, you tip your cap. You say, okay. And I think, again, I don't think that there's an issue with moving on from Tyler O'Neill. I don't think, the trade for Richie Palacios, I didn't have an issue with that. But the aging superstar, I don't know if Paul Goldschmidt is going to, I don't know. It's a wait and see process right now. If he doesn't, you're stuck because you're not going to get what you would have gotten in return.
We're going to end up getting nothing.
And you're going to have to just play it out and hope.
Right.
And hope that he comes around at some point. Because he's struggling right now, and he's in the middle of your lineup, and you don't want to disrespect him by moving him down. But then, if you did move him down, who the hell are you going to move up? Because nobody is hitting.
Yeah.
So you have an issue right now.
Can I run something past you guys? Something that I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, of course. But I think what's going to happen is Paul Goldschmidt's going to have this kind of up and down and mostly struggling season. Mm-hmm. And so there will be no trade value attached at all. He's going to play it out. And I think then the Cardinals will extend him for a year.
Hear me out. I agree.
They will, because they will think that it is a one-off season.
Yeah.
And Marshall,
I know.
Marshall,
Let him talk.
This is not what I would do. This is not what I would do.
Oh, I know.
I don't want those glasses anywhere near my face.
I know.
Give me a rash. But it's just a Cardinals thing to do. So whatever Goldie makes this year, 25 million, something like that. They'll get him at like $15 million on a 1-year extension. I'm telling you, that is exactly what John Mozeliak is going to do.
You're right.
And he'll preface it by saying, well, we know what he is historically, and we know he had a bad year. Net, I feel like Paul Goldschmidt's going to recapture some of what he had, and at the price of what we were able to get him for with his leadership and the way he conducts himself at the clubhouse. I mean, he is a pro. And that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, you're right. It's the less risky thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it's risky as hell.
Nah. Because
there's no risk in losing, Marsh.
Yeah.
There's no risk in losing. There's only a risk in winning.
Cardinals are. I don't know.
What does that mean? I have no blanking idea. But it just makes a lot of sense.
This might be the worst time in Cardinal baseball.
Oh yeah,
Cardinal baseball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, when you couple last season with what this season, how this season has started, like, I just don't like the excuses. I don't like hearing, the start of the season we played some really good teams. We've had injuries. Every team does. Every team deals with injuries. Every team deals with playing other good teams. Every team has all of the things that you're dealing with, they are dealing with in some regard, in some form or fashion. It's not an excuse. You have to be better. You have to play better. You have to perform better. That's the nature of the business that we are in. It's not, no one cares. That's the problem. Nobody cares because I can guarantee you the Mets don't give a damn that Giovanni Gallegos impingement. Damn, you sent him down? That's how they, damn, why? One more, you couldn't give him one more day to make sure? Like, that's how they think. Seriously. He's giving up. Whew, yeah, let me face him.
He hasn't recorded an out since Jamie threw out the first pitch.
Right.
It's been a hot minute.
It's
true.
Every team is dealing with this. So there is no excuse. You have to perform and play well enough to get the W. And if you don't, people end up losing their jobs.
All right, we'll hear from Mike next.
No, not around here.
Oh, well, maybe not.
They get extended.
It's job security.
Oh, man.
They do, Anthony.
Goldschmidt.
No, look at all the top dogs. Through the toughest times, John Mozeliak got an extension. The toughest times, Ollie Marmol got an extension. Oh, they just hand him out. Wish I played for the Cardinals.
Same.
Nice. Wouldn't even have to be good. Be great. Yeah.
Okay. Mike, next. Plus more of your Mike drops here on 101 ESPN.
Mother's Day right around the corner, and if you are looking for something easy yet incredibly special that truly shows your mom how much she means to you, then have it done for you with a gift certificate from Sound Story. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which your mom is interviewed by either Randy Carricker, Tim McKernan, or Anthony Stalter, and they dive into the stories. Growing up, school, high school, maybe college, maybe her first job, her first love, becoming a parent, a grandparent. You get to hear all of these wonderful stories, and they're digitally provided to you for life. And let's not forget here, too, that there's also a new video option. So now not only can you hear your mother or your grandmother tell these unbelievable stories, you get to see her forever. And that right there is an unbelievable gift. And Sound Story is currently offering a 10% discount if you use the code ESPN. So just go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code ESPN to get this Mother's Day special of 10% off of a gift certificate for Sound Story. Again, that's promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com That's Sound Story. For you, for them, forever.
Hey, we do need a new Beat the Streak contestant, so if you want to play Beat the Streak, text in.
Sorry.
Bless you. Carey, we got the
Bless you.
cough button.
I apologize. I didn't have my headphones on, so I assumed my mic wasn't on.
He's allergic to losing, Anthony.
In fairness to Carey, it took me like 2.5 years to know there's a cough button. Remember? I'd be like talking about, Anthony's like, well, I'm like, wasn't really a cough.
Yeah, I apologize. It was right in the middle of your.
You're fine.
You go ahead. Go on, sir. Good
If
sir.
you want to play Beat the Streak, you can. Just text in BTS to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. You have an opportunity to play Beat the Streak. All right, we got yelled at because somebody didn't hear their mic drop yet, and they started to get all pissy about it. So let's fire through a couple of these mic drops. Let's hear from Mike first.
Hi, guys. I know that Coach Marmol can't drive in guys from third base with nobody out, but let's talk about the real problems with this franchise. And those problems are from the top down, not the bottom up. The last time a coach had a winning percentage as low as Ollie's, they were promptly fired. That was almost 30 years ago when Joe Torre was let go, and I think Jorgensen finished the season. Those guys were both promptly let go, and the Cardinals went out and found a guy named Tony La Russa at that time. And we all know how that turned out. Pretty damn good for the Cardinals. Tony decides to exit stage left, and they give the keys to that Ferrari to a guy named Mike Matheny. Mike's a great Cardinal, but the damn guy, he never coached a game. You gave him the keys to a World Series team, and he never coached a game. Again, we know how that turned out. Jamie highlighted that perfectly about a half an hour ago. So, enter Schilt. Schilt knows baseball. He's a baseball guy. He coaches from his gut. His win percentage is equal to 90 games a season. But because he couldn't sit down and analyze the spreadsheets with Bowtie Mo and the rest of the boardroom, he exits stage left, and we end up with a yes man in Ollie. Until the Cardinals are willing to go out and spend the money on a legit coach who demands respect and credibility, this team's going to suffer. Right now, it's being run by a guy in a bow tie from a boardroom. I'm done with it.
Well, passionate.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, listen, that's why we do this. Anthony, when you teased the mic drops, you said, we are your therapist.
Yeah.
Just empty it out.
You
man.
did.
And he did. So let's not react like that.
Well, no, I think Mike actually
Carey's a little negative. I didn't like it.
Well, listen, Carey came in here with this idea that he was going to sell us all on the Memphis Redbirds. He was done with the Cardinals, too. Now, what has transpired since then, I don't know.
Well,
because at one point, I gave you a clear out. I looked at you. I said, the Carey Davis that I know, my Carey Davis.
Doesn't like to lose.
Doesn't like to lose.
I hate to lose.
And then you said, and I quote,
said you're okay with it.
No. I'm okay with losing because the Cardinals are too.
I did not say those
Carey,
words.
I heard it.
You heard it, right?
I didn't say that.
I heard it too. I was in shock. I almost hurt my neck because it snapped over looking at Carey.
Yeah, right. Now everybody shut your mouth. We got to get through more mic drops before people cry about it. Here's Jake.
Hey, boys. I don't know that it would fix all of the problems offensively, but I think it would be a really good start in the right direction. Katie Wu and her piece referenced with Turner Ward the importance of plate discipline and pitch recognition, and obviously the data on Savant really backs that up. When you go over and look at qualified hitters, only 3 of them have taken a positive at bat, like a string of at bats throughout the course of the season. 3 hitters. That's Alec Burleson, Wilson Contreras, Nolan Arenado are doing the things they're supposed to do with pitches in the zone. The other guys are chasing beyond their mind. I think the best case scenario, and I think when we start to see this turning around, is whenever the guys take their walks. Start taking your walks. Stop getting so swing happy and trying to be the guy. Let someone else be the guy. Pass the baton. Take a good at bat. String those good at bats together. That's how you're going to start scoring runs. Until that happens, and until all the guys get on the same page that it has to be we, not me, it won't change.
I love that mic drop. Jake is spot on. It's something we talked about. I'll just talk about from my perspective. It's that baseball IQ, thinking through the game, thinking through the situation, eliminating certain pitches, get the one you want, hammer it. It's not always about hit home runs. It's not always about bunting. And what does the situation call for? What does it call for? And Jake, as you pointed out, and as Katie Wu pointed out in her article that featured a lot of Turner Ward's comments, it is about pitch recognition. Baseball Savant does a great job breaking that stuff down. We talked about the lack of barrel percentage, the lack of hard hit rate. Like there are a lot of things data-wise that's pointing to what your eyes tell you. And then you watch over the weekend and you see guys chasing pitches outside the zone. The only time that somebody didn't chase, unfortunately, CB Buckner rang him up anyways.
Well, he thought they were going to chase.
So he's just getting ahead of it.
Yeah.
But if you look at Mason Wynn's at bat, he's chasing outside the zone. If you look at Newt's at bat, he was chasing outside the zone.
That is the scouting report right now.
Yes.
Low and away.
You don't have to throw it in a strike zone, Jamie.
They're
ridiculous.
Swinging.
Yes.
And here's what's happened now, and this is just my own perspective, because I'm not a Major League Baseball player, but I have been a professional athlete. Right now, the Cardinals are swinging at way too many pitches. The reason they're doing that is because they're trying so hard to hit the ball, to connect, to do it. And so when they're getting that pitch that's starting in the middle of the plate and then fades low and outside, they're not reading it correctly, because their brain is telling them, get the barrel on the bat, get the barrel on the ball, and then the ball's gone. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you can see it in their face. As they're mid-swing, they're, oh, crap.
Right.
Well, that's partially because they're not having success either. Like, when you're struggling, you want to get a hit so desperately that you will go out of the strike zone to try to chase something because you're wanting to do that so badly. It's like, I'm letting my team down. I'm not playing well enough, so let me do something out of the ordinary other than what I'm normally or accustomed to doing. That's, you hear coaches say all the time, just do your job, play your game, and don't do anything extraordinary. It will come to you eventually. And I think that they're struggling so much that they are trying to. I don't think it's a lack of effort. I don't think it's I don't think that they're not trying, but I just think that they're not having success. And at some point, those two things have to meet. You have to be trying hard enough and having the success to feel better about what you're doing. And if not, it's going to be a long season.
Right.
If I was a Cardinals hitting coach right now, this is a bold strategy, it only worked probably for one game. I would tell my hitters, swing on every first pitch. If you watch over the last handful of games, teams are throwing a fastball, four-seamer, early in the count to get ahead. And then once they get ahead, the low and away starts. The stuff out of the zone starts because they know they're chasing it. If I was Turner Ward, I'd say, listen, guys, unless it's completely obnoxious, I want you jumping on every first pitch. See what happens. I bet you they're going to get a lot of fastballs. No, it might change once you're working your way through the order, like 4 or 5 batters in, maybe the pitcher, and they start to realize it. But I'm telling you, early on, I think you'd get some surprises because they're throwing a lot of four-seamers early in counts.
Let's hear from Grant next.
So I'm not one to go straight at a manager for running his ball club, but I went to Saturday's game, and I did not stay for the 3-hour rain delay. That's for sure, and I'm glad I didn't. But 2 things that concern me about Ali Marmol. Lance Lynn up in the 6th inning, I'm fine with it. Short leash, maybe? Maybe a short leash? Walks a batter. All right, pull him out. First guy up, he walks. Lets another batter go. Walks a second guy. What are we doing? He's done. Pull him. I don't care if our bullpen's struggling. Let their arms fall off for all I care. They make enough money, suck it up, go out there and shove.
One guy went on the
Second thing I see, Paul Goldschmidt's up in the 9th inning. Why aren't we pitch hitting? He's 0-11 coming up to the plate. Oh, well, you're going to have your big bat. No, he doesn't have a big bat right now. He's 0 for 15 now. 0 for 16, I think. Set his butt on the bench. Tell him to figure it out for a week and bring him back. I don't care if he's making a ton of money. He needs to figure his stuff out.
Trade him.
You cannot.
And you know what, Grant? You got to stick it out. If you're there,
listen,
you got to stick it out through that rain delay.
That's why they lost.
That's probably why they lost.
That's not why they lost. That's not why they lost.
No?
They had the bases loaded, I believe, with no outs.
Well, why? But that was.
Could have used a productive out.
That was when Grant was still there. You mean a run?
Right, a run.
Yep, that's the one.
I mean, the notion that you let the bullpen pitch till their arms fall off, I think we just saw that.
Yeah.
Giovanni?
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah. More of those guys.
You got it.
Get me another one.
Go get me one. Go get it. All right, we got Beat the Streak. Biggest question of the day. Thank you for your mic drops, by the way. They're all spot on.
Good.
They're fantastic.
It's
5:30. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Are we off at 5:30 today?
No, it's 5:30. It's 5:27. I
thought you were saying it for a reason.
No, I'm saying the show has flown by.
It sure has, Carey.
Yeah.
Thanks
you guys
to you.
are awesome. Yeah.
Time flies when you're
not
having fun.
Yeah.
Making fun of the Cardinals.
It's not funny, Andrew. Not one bit.
Stop laughing.
All right,
you guys think losing is okay? You guys.
Okay, yeah, you today.
Mr. Winning's optional.
Beat the Streak. Biggest question of the day next on 101 ESPN. I love the Missouri Athletic Club. All in one club. You can get your workout done. You can, hold business meetings or prep for, the show, get something to eat, meet new friends, build certain relationships within the business world. It's all available at the Missouri Athletic Club. When you go downtown, especially when you take part in some of the big events that they have going on. I know the Cardinals and Blues will hold certain events throughout the course of the year there. It's always done to perfection. Love the Missouri Athletic Club. Love what it does for me and my family. It's my MAC. Again, Missouri Athletic Club.
Big news from Window Nation. It is their semi-annual sale now through May 31st, and it's a really big deal. For a limited time only, Window Nation is celebrating by giving you 50% off of all windows, along with 0 interest for 5 years, plus an additional bonus savings offer when you schedule an appointment now. If your old windows leak water, have condensation, are moldy or rotten, get hot to the touch, or you're just tired of paying high utility bills for heating and air conditioning, then this big deal is for you. And with Window Nation's and semi-annual sale, you can replace your windows and save big too. Hurry, this month only 50%, get 50% off of all windows plus 0 interest for 5 years. Bonus savings offer when you schedule your appointment today. Put an end to your window problems and get them installed before the summer heat gets here. All they do is windows. They are expert. They installed over 200,000 windows just last year, with 96% of them requiring no follow-up service. So schedule a fast, no obligation in-home consultation now with the pros in Window Nation. It's easy. Just call 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals are back in action tonight, taking on the New York Mets. 6:45 first pitch. Sean Manaea going up against Kyle Gibson tonight. The Cardinals are looking to get back into the win column after dropping 2 of 3 against the White Sox this weekend. News came out earlier today that Giovanni Gallegos is headed to the IL with shoulder impingement, and Tommy Edman is on the 60-day. Chris Roycroft has been selected from Memphis AAA, and he will wear number 58 for your St. Louis Cardinals. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find our full show there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
This is the
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, and we've got Robert on the line. What's up, Robert?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing today?
You know, lots of depression thanks to the Cardinals, but the coffee was good.
Good.
The sunshine is great.
There you
Hobbies, I gotta find those because I'm not watching the Cardinals anytime soon.
Good for you, Robert. Yeah, you got a really, I think, healthy and honest perspective on life. So, time to play Beat the Streak.
But yes.
All right, so it's going to work. All you have to do is get a hit, and then you'll be back tomorrow, but you can't choose the same hitter that somebody before you took. And because you're new, you're going to be starting off at the bottom, although I think I'm there too, right?
Yeah, we all are, except for Carey. Hey. Carey was the only one that got a base hit on Friday. Jamie, you are back to 0. Anthony, you're back to 0. And I'm back to 0.
Who did I pick Friday?
Well, you picked Nolan Gorman. You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
You picked him for a home run, too.
Nor do I remember. I wasn't here Friday, Anthony.
You picked him.
Oh,
you love Gorman.
No, I don't.
Popcorn, Gorman. Get your popcorn ready.
You picked him for a home run the day before.
Yeah, that's different than a base hit.
You know what? You're right. CD, who would you like?
It's on me. All right. I'm going to go with Mr. Starling Marte. Running in the 2-hole tonight.
Well, it's a good spot to be.
Marsh, who's up next?
You are up next. Jamie's up after you, then me, then Robert.
So, my somebody in the snake pit said that I sold out last week because I did not choose a White Sox player. And you know what? Whoever said that was right. Because I do way better when I fade this miserable sack of baseball crap that we've been watching. So you know what? I'm taking a Met too. Why don't you give me Brandon Nimmo? For a base hit. Brandon Nimmo.
Well, both of you discussed me.
Finding Nimmo.
I'm doubling down Wilson Contreras. Because you see, Anthony, what he's going to do is he's going to hit a home run, and that counts as a base hit, too.
Makes sense.
Good for you.
Yeah, makes sense. Some people don't know that.
I know, it's tough.
Might be the only one.
Probably. That's why I'm going with it.
At this point.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Anthony, you have a sound reasoning behind your pick. And
Thank you.
I think you're going somewhere with that.
Appreciate you.
I'm going to pick J.D. Martinez.
Wow, J.D. Martinez.
You guys all make me sick.
Yeah, well, let's see if Robert makes you sick, too.
Probably.
Robert, Starling Marte, Brandon Nimmo, Wilson Contreras, and J.D. Martinez are off the board. Who'd you like?
Well, that's easy. I'm going to go with a guy who's gone up against Gibby a whole 54 times, batting .352. Give me Lindor.
Cisco.
All of you guys?
Lindor. Well, you took the only Cardinal that's worth a damn.
Well, Arenado's getting on base.
Getting a hit to get on?
Yeah. Hit by pitch, walk.
Either way. All right.
So get on the bases, they'll load the bases, and they won't score anybody. It's fine.
That is a really good breakdown.
Yeah, they don't get on base a lot, though.
When they do, they leave them there.
Very true. Robert, good luck, man. Hopefully we talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Later.
All righty. Time for the biggest question of the day.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, gentlemen, I heard BK and Ferrario talking a little bit about this earlier today, but the question I have for you guys is, do you see any pushback from this group of players? And I'm not specifically talking about like this past weekend or this season, not even last season, but just this core group of players. Have you seen that?
Like fight, like grit?
Like competition?
No. Yeah, like fight to come back
it's the
and
most
win
boring
games.
team in the league.
Agreed. Yeah. The Oakland A's are more interesting than you. And I mean that.
Like, where's your fire? Like, people say, oh, Arenado. No, he's not. He's not. That's Arenado fire. That's him fired up for him. Okay, let's not get confused. And Lars Nootbaar, he doesn't have much to get fired up about right now. It's nice to have the energy, but when nobody's hitting and nobody's hitting home runs, it's pretty tough to just sit there and be like, pump up, dude, because the rest of the guys look at you like you're a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. And who else? Where else is the excitement? Wilson Contreras? He adds a little spice.
Half a season you had Newt, and then he went to the World Baseball Classic, and they got all his grinding, and that's it. The grinder has not come back since the World Baseball Classic.
It is a lineup that is very vanilla, that has no fight or energy or excitement.
Which sucks because they're gonna suck the fun out of Mason Wynn.
If you're having trouble sleeping, just turn the game on. Fall right asleep.
If I was Mason Wynn or Newt or one of these guys, and we're losing, let's say you're losing to the Mets 4 or 5 runs, it's fifth inning, whatever. You just bean somebody with a ball, like on purpose.
Wait,
like,
you know what?
They're not a pitcher, but it makes it even more obvious.
Like Edmundo Sosa-esque?
Kind of, but where the guy's like standing on second.
Oh, you're talking about a player, not an umpire.
Throw it off his shoulder blades.
I would prefer. I've always enjoyed.
Not hard, but just enough to cause a fight.
But then that's going to be problematic. I prefer a good bat to the cooler, to the water cooler.
No, I don't.
In the dugout. Like, show me.
So what is it showing? A temper tantrum?
That you care.
I'd rather go after the opposition.
What did he do?
Who cares? Sometimes you have to have a sacrificial lamb. You know how many times
You're going to miss some games.
Do you know how many times we go pick on the guy who's less obvious just to start a huge fight? All the time.
I understand that.
Yeah, you take the cart sometimes
but here's
and you
the
hit
problem.
people's ankles at Walmart, Carey. You listen to response.
Here's the problem. if the guys don't rush into the fight with you, then there's an even bigger problem in the clubhouse.
And then you know that going into the clubhouse, you're going to have more problems.
Then just take the bat to the water cooler.
Oh, the water cooler. Everybody goes, well, look, he's lost his mind. He's so frustrated.
Sometimes you do have to lose your mind.
No, but then they blame you. Look at that. It's a bad example. Why doesn't he hit the ball that hard?
Because that's why I'm hitting the cooler. I'm frustrated. Somebody get tossed from a game. Show some pad. I don't know, man.
Being a guy again, tackle a guy can be kind of fun too.
I think we're overestimating how like this team, like we think that they're not in a good spot mentally and in the clubhouse, but I mean John Mozeliak told us they're in a really good spot right now.
Wait, so they like the spot they're in?
Yeah.
Dead last. Absolutely dead last.
What did they finish last year, Anthony?
Dead last.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But their record is better this year.
Their record's better this year,
than
so
it was
they're
at
improving.
this time last year.
Yeah, they're improving.
They were like 10-19 or something like that. 10-20. I don't know.
What if they just fought each other?
That's fine.
That would show some life.
I watched a documentary one time on a baseball team that fought each other in, like the two of the main stars fought each other in the dugout.
Yeah.
And they turned things around quickly. It was the center fielder and it was a starting pitcher. And they were best of friends, man. They were best buds. And then they got into it.
Yeah.
And all that frustration, it just came out. And they had a doubleheader that day. And the catcher, who everybody liked, but he's a bit of a rube. They even called him Rube. He got hurt. But you know what he did?
Played through it.
I
saw that documentary.
Yeah.
Good old country boy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what they have to play like.
I forget what it was called, but it was a heck of a documentary.
Thank you. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
He showed some grit.
Yeah.
I don't know that's what they're.
And then the two best friends, at one point, they say, hey, we good? Yeah. And then they went out there and they did their thing.
See, that's how it has to go.
Center fielder stole a couple bases, rediscovered his mojo. Yeah, so that's, if we're looking for a blueprint, that's the blueprint.
I would agree.
It's been a while since we've heard from this. It's been a while since we've heard from said individual, John Fozelak. It's been a minute. I can understand why he's been silent.
Well, let's hear from him.
Absolutely. So here's John Fozelak.
So, I'm driving down to the ballpark and, you're playing that stupid little hit game. And, one, thanks for letting me know what the lineup is. I forgot what I had submitted to Ollie to put out there, but, I sense a little frustration between Marsh and Anthony, right, towards our ball club. And look, I know we gave the White Sox 25% of their wins all year over the weekend, right? Not ideal. The C-suite knows that. We know. But, I think with you two in general, right, you guys have a voice across the metropolitan area, and we're just asking for a little bit of patience, right? It's a long year. I feel like we're doing things well in some capacity. I can't think of what those are right now, but I know they're happening. But we just ask for your patience, and I think that this club will be, competing with the Pirates here soon, and just climbing up the ladder that is the NL Central. And it's a tough ladder. It's one of the best divisions in baseball, and I think we've got the team built. So just be patient.
That might have been one of his best.
That was one of his best. That was fantastic. Nice job, John Fozelak.
Can't think of any right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll be competing with the Pirates here soon.
I genuinely thought he lost his thoughts.
Train of thought. That was phenomenal.
Fellas, just be patient. I promise.
Yeah. Let's all wear our T-shirts tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
You guys all want to wear our T-shirts? Be patient T-shirts.
Why not? I got to find mine.
If they
probably threw it away. But
no, you didn't throw that puppy away. That's vintage.
It is pretty soft.
I've got the sleeves cut off mine.
Wear it, Rick Vaughn.
I get to say do the yard work wearing it.
Wear it, Rick Vaughn.
That's awesome. Would this guy be suspicious? California Penal
John
League.
Kiowski's going to pull up the YouTube channel.
What is going on in
At
here?
least it's a 101 ESPN shirt.
It is.
All right, bet the board. 3 stars of the day, criticisms and compliments next in the Fast Lane.
Are you currently looking for car or home insurance? Well, let me tell you about Allstate and the Bibb Agency. They are unbelievable at what they do. And it's not so much about always getting the lowest price, because I used to think that was the case too. And I got the lowest price, but then I found out that I didn't have the right coverage. And that's when I met Tracy Bibb. And Tracy Bibb went through all of my insurance policies, and she noticed it right away. She said, yeah, your rate is great, but you're leaving yourself vulnerable. You're not covered the right way. And that was kind of scary. And so Tracy Bibb took over everything for me and my family, made sure that I'm covered properly, battled to get the best rate possible. And then when it comes to customer service, you really can't put a price on it. It's so nice to be able to pick up the phone and talk to someone directly at the Bibb Agency when you need something regarding your policy, or if you have a question about your policy or you're just not sure. They answer you. They're there. They know who you are. They pull up your policy, and within minutes, you're feeling comfortable again, and you know that you have the answers. So for me, it's all about the customer service over at the Bibb Agency, and I want that for you. And all you have to do is call Tracy at 314-328-4260. Again, that's 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com, your 101 ESPN mobile app. All brought to you by, of course, Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board. Marsh, what are our latest standings?
Anthony, you are in first place, 3-0 on the month.
Okay, he called it.
Yeah.
It's my revenge tour.
I'm 2-1.
You guys all ticked me off, Jamie, especially.
I'm sure.
And Jamie and Carey are tied for last place, 1-2.
We're tied for third.
Yeah.
You're 2-1?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you?
3-0, baby.
Well, that's changing.
That's not going to last.
Keep talking, Jamie.
Oh, it'd be 4-0. See, you always go negative.
No, that's what I said. Keep talking, Jamie. I love the positive encouragement here.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at tonight's baseball schedule. Don't like it. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves, plus 6.5 tonight.
Really?
Against the Denver Nuggets. I remarked to Carey in the break, how the hell do you score 99 points on your home court when you're the defending champs?
I don't know.
Why? Bad matchup. Give me those T-Wolves, plus 6.5.
You taking the T-Wolves or you taking the Nuggets?
No, I'm taking the T-Wolves, plus
I thought you
6.5.
said Nuggets. I must have heard you wrong. Sorry.
That's what I said. How do the Nuggets score 99 points on their home court when you're the Nuggets?
Oh, okay.
Why? Bad matchup.
Gotcha.
Against the...
Okay. I missed that. My apologies. I have these on every day. Sometimes I don't listen.
I do it all the time, too.
Go ahead, Marsh.
All right, so I had a pretty good month. Actually, these past 2 months have been pretty good to me.
We get it. You've been great.
The Cardinals have not been...
How much praise do you need?
They've not been good to me. I'm going to try and change that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to live and die by the Cardinals opponent. I'm taking the New York Mets.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
You guys. Wait, what's the line on this game?
Oh, the Mets are
The Mets
plus
are
odds.
underdogs.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They're plus
Vegas.
116.
Vegas.
Well, they are 3-7 over their last 10, but not tonight.
Is it me or Jamie? Me?
It doesn't matter. We're not picking the same things.
I'm going at all.
We're not.
Not the same sport.
Not even close.
No.
Jalen Brunson is minus 150 for 3 threes made. Give me that.
So he's got to make at least 3 threes?
3 plus. Huh? Is it 3 plus?
Well, 3 or more.
3 or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he hits 3, you win.
Yeah, give me that. Let's go, JB.
All right.
Shoot 10 of them.
Game 1 tonight, Bruins, Panthers. Down in South Florida. Sam Reinhart. Score 1 goal. He's at 0.5 over-under. I go over. He's going to score.
Wow.
He's the slot shot on the power play.
What'd you call me?
Goal. Yeah. That, too. Power play goal, too. Watch this. Gonna drop a knee. Boom!
I like it.
Shakalaka.
I like it. I like the Huevos Rancheros.
Yeah, and they're going to shoot high on Swayman.
Oh.
I found a little something on Swayman.
Really?
I did some digging.
Okay.
High
like
shots,
that.
particularly high shots to the blocker.
Damn. Got a text from the 314. Cards will win tonight for my mom's 77th birthday
All right.
today.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Mom.
I feel bad taking the Mets.
No, you don't.
I don't want this lady to have a great birthday.
Marshy, you know what you do to nice people.
This is true.
Yeah, that makes me feel confident about my pick.
All right, Marsh, what do you got for criticisms and compliments?
Yeah, we had, real quickly here before we get to our 3 stars, we had everyone loving the lineup game. It was the best lineup game we've ever had.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
That was so bad. That was special.
All right, our 3rd star of the day. This one is courtesy of the 661. It goes to the persistently pesky mic droppers.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going. Chirping.
Yes, they nailed it.
Asking you shall receive.
Yep.
Our 2nd star of the day goes to listener Andrew for providing us canes.
Andrew.
Boy, Andy.
Shout out to Jen as well. Jen, who is my partner here for Bet the Board. She also sent me some canes, so thank you.
And, of course, the reason that is because we're celebrating our pal Chris Duncan. He's number 1 today.
Absolutely. So Dunk's birthday was yesterday. A little celebration for Dunk today. We miss you, buddy. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. See ya.